Golden Age Radio is starting now. Subscribe to get future updates.
Hey everybody, get ready for some great shows. Starting out with Cavalcade of America, Lux Theater with some great Hollywood stars, Groucho Marx, one of the best comedians in history, and also followed by the hilarious Red Skelton.
Cavalcade of America, presented by DuPont. In bringing you the sweeping, ever-changing panorama of the Cavalcade of America, we have presented tales of heroism and daring in many walks of life and many periods of American history. This evening we bring you a story of songs of the sea and of the men who sang them in the golden age of sail. Palatial liners and fast cargo ships have replaced the Yankee clippers. But even today, men who go down to the sea in modern ships treasure the traditions of the old sailing days. And so it is, too, in science. The traditions of many years of careful, painstaking research and study lie behind the work of the modern research chemist. It is these traditions which have inspired the DuPont pledge, better things for better living through chemistry.
The days of iron men in wooden ships, the era of the world-famed Yankee clippers. Out of American port they sailed across the 7 seas, around the Horn, to China, Australia, India, thence homeward round the Cape of Good Hope. The lusty shanty songs of clipper ship days told of high adventure and stirred the imagination and ambition of many an American boy. Young John Lawson, bred to the heritage of the sea, was one of these, one of thousands who left home and friends for the stern, hard life at sea. One spring day in the 1850s, young Lawson and his widowed mother drive along New York's cobblestoned waterfront, where the stately masts of the far-famed clipper ships tower above the housetops.
Look, Mother, there's the Sea Witch. Oh, isn't she a beauty? She's loading for the trip round the Horn and up to San Francisco. Let's stop and listen a minute, Mother. Hold on, driver.
Oh, boy. Oh.
Did you hear that?
Yes, dear.
That's Reuben Ranzo they're singing. They call it a halyard shanty.
Ranzo boys, Ranzo, a love for Reuben Ranzo. Ranzo boys, Ranzo, a love for Reuben Ranzo. Ranzo boys, Ranzo.
Out and get the top suspense. We'll show the flying cloud our hills this trip. Hey, Wilson, we're sending to Kansas City.
Listen to them, Mother. They think they can outsail Captain Creasy's flying cloud. Go on, driver.
Yep.
John, are you sure you want to make this trip with Captain Creasy? You'll be gone so long.
Oh, we'll be back in no time, Mother. Only 2 years.
2 years. Oh, John, those were the very words your father used when he left on his last voyage round the Horn.
I'm sorry, Mother. If you don't want me to go, I'll stay. I'll not make the trip.
No, John. You're 17 now. You must start living your own life. You must choose your own career. And if your heart's set on following in your father's footsteps, then you must go.
Mother.
I can think of no better beginning for you, John, than to be sailing as an apprentice on the Flying Cloud. Captain Creasy's one of your father's oldest friends. He's stern, but he's just.
He's the finest captain in the world. Oh, I'm lucky to get on his ship. There she is, Mother. The Flying Cloud.
Yes, dear.
Just think. In a few hours, I'll be way up there on a royal yardarm, setting sail. We'll be on our way to all those strange and wonderful places Father used to tell about.
Oh, boy. Well, here we are.
There's Captain Creasy, John.
Well, come aboard, Mother, just for a minute.
Very well, dear.
And mind the step.
Thank you.
Here, they're already battening down the hatches, but we'll be underway on the flood tide.
Look lively, lad. Mr. Endicott.
Aye, Captain. I see they got men aloft in the Sea Witch.
Aye, the Sea Witch thinks she'll leave us stewing in her juice.
Small chance of that, sir.
All right, me hearties. Shake the dust of all the yoke off your feet and get aloft. There'll be an extra noggin for every man if we hold down upon the witch. Look lively. Clear the topsail bunch. Towboat alongside, Captain. Take charge, Mr. Endicott.
Aye, sir. Our visitor's coming aboard.
Let the towboat stand by and we'll give him a line.
Well, welcome to the Flying Cloud, Mrs. Lawson.
Thank you, Captain Creasy.
Good day, Captain Creasy. Well, here I am and ready for duty, sir. Mother's given her consent.
Good lad. Yeah, you've grown to quite a figure of a man since I saw you last. Yeah, if you have half the salt of your father, you'll make a fine seaman, my boy.
I hope I will, sir.
Well, we'll know that for sure before this voyage is done, lad.
I'll be easier in my mind knowing that he's with you, Captain Creasy.
Well, he'll have to make his way with the crew. I play no favorites on my ship. But I'll keep a weather eye out for him, Mrs. Lawson.
Thank
Oh,
you.
don't worry, Mother. I'll be back before you know it.
Aye, with lucky and steady winds, we'll drop anchor here again before 2 years have passed.
The witch is letting go our mooring lines, Captain.
Yes, right, Captain. The witch is getting underway, sir. Shall we lead her down the bay?
Aye. Sure, how fast a good ship can pull hull down afore nightfall.
Aye, sir.
All hatches battened down, sir.
Well, you'd best go ashore now, Mother. Goodbye, and don't worry.
Goodbye, John. Goodbye, Captain Creasy. Oh, God bless you both, and bless the flying cloud that she may bring you safely back.
Goodbye, ma'am. God rest you. Help your mother ashore, Lawson, and report to the boat.
Aye, sir. Come on, Mother. I don't want to miss going aloft as we set sail.
Bless you, John. Do your work well now that you've chosen it. I'll be watching from the shore, and I'll be proud, oh proud.
Oh, Mother.
Only come back, come back.
Goodbye. I'll be back.
Look lively, Lawson. You're a seaman now.
Aye, sir. Goodbye, Mother.
No, faster. Let her go, then. Oh, kisses.
All on the bowling, the packet is a-rolling. All on the bowling, the bowling. All.
And so out of old New York, with the crew singing the old shanty, Haul the Bowlin', the Queen of the Yankee Clippers sailed, soon leaving the Sea Witch far astern. Young John Lawson, like many another adventurous American boy with the call of the sea in his blood, settled down to his duties as seaman of a full-rigged ship. Up on the 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 squall-whipped yard, landlubber John Lawson passed the test of a seaman of clipper ship days. But he was not accepted by his mates as a full-fledged sailor until he had crossed the line. As the Flying Cloud neared the equator, Lawson is called upon to undergo the traditional ceremony of King Neptune's court, which changes a young landlubber into an old salt.
Man. Hey, where's old King Nep?
He's out over the bow putting on them rope whiskers of his. Here he comes. Throw me down if old Nate the carpenter don't look like he's come up out of the sea, sure enough.
Avast, you lovers, avast. You're in the presence of King Neptune. And if you don't stow your cab, I'll fork you into Davy Jones' locker. Where's the landlubber the Flying Clouds polluted with his boys?
Lawson, John Lawson. Bring out Lawson, bosun.
Aye. Come on, Lawson. Get forward to the throne of Neptune.
But which way, sir? I can't see with this blindfold.
You've no need to see. Down on your hands and knees. Hold your lubber. Hold. You're crossing the line.
Enough. Drop anchor where you are, lubber.
Aye.
Let the candidate be washed of all the dirt of the land he's dared bring into my domain. Are you ready, barber?
Aye, Neptune. The scrub brush and deck soap is ready.
Wash him down. Rub him till it shines.
Aye, Neptune.
Very hard.
Enough. Now let him be tossed in the tank, and he'll be fit company for true sons of the sea.
Aye. Grab him. In the tank with him. Hey, lads.
Fish him out.
and bring him before my throne. I may bestow upon him the rights and honors of the sea.
Lend a hand, lads. Hoist away, heave.
Take off the blindfold, for he's now one of you. And now hear me, Neptune's part. We, Neptune, monarch of the sea, all oceans and navigable waters, have this day held court aboard the Flying Cloud, and do now admit into our realm John Lawson, and finding him upon examination to be a worthy and suitable candidate, we have therefore duly initiated him with all the ancient rites and ceremonies into the grand order of the sons of Neptune, and hereby bestow upon him the rights and privileges of passing freely and without let or hindrance through our dominions and partings from the northern to the southern hemisphere.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And now, to prove you're a true son of Neptune, let's see what you've learned in the forecastle in the way of singing. I command you to lead off in Blow the Man Down High and Blow Him High.
I'll sing you a song, a good song of the sea. To my eye, blow the man down, and trust that you'll join in the chorus with me. Give me some time to blow the man down. There was an old skipper, I don't know his name. To my eye, blow the man down. Although he once played a remarkable game, give me some time to blow the man down. One ship may be found in the tropical seas. To my eye, blow the man down. And he whistled all day, but in vain for a breeze. Give me some time to blow the man down. I'll sing you a song, a good song of the sea. To my eye, blow the man down. And trust that you'll join in the chorus with me. Give me some time to blow the man down.
Across the line, southward to the roaring 40s, down to the bottom of the world, where the storm-lashed Horn ever challenged men and ships. With the dreaded Cape Horn behind them and the vast Pacific for them, the crews of the clipper ships spent long tropical days in the routine duties of the ship. Through storm and calm, they worked their way northward toward San Francisco, where they would turn westward to China. Aboard the swift Flying Cloud, John Lawson, now a seaman with months of service before the mast, goes along to the best of them, takes his turn at the wheel, and stands the dark hours of the dog watch when on hot tropic nights the crew gathered on the foredeck, swapping salty tales, talking of strange, fantastic lands and of home, singing the songs that help to pass the crawling hours and days and months.
Giving you a good voice for a fast and jolly song, and the lungs to see it through. Give us a tune while you stand the dog watch.
Yeah, let's hear the landlubbing pipsqueak give an imitation of a man.
If I wasn't standing watch, I'd give you a more convincing imitation, Buckley. I'll pin you to the deck any time you name.
Listen to who's speaking up. It's a good thing you're standing watch or I'd mop the deck with you. Oh, Corrigan.
I got...
Well, stand watch for Lawson. You're off duty, Lawson, and I'll be busy for a spell taking a sip from the quarterdeck.
Thank you, Captain. All right, Buckley. Stand up. I'm ready to give you that imitation.
All right, you landlubbing swab. I've been waiting to trim your sail.
Here we go. Sail, sailor. You're heading into a storm.
Squeeze the breath of life out of you, lad. You'll think a polar bear's got you.
I won't have to squeeze the breath out of you if you don't stop boasting and do something.
Heave him, lad, heave him. The lad's like a cat.
Ah, get out of that hold, me lad.
Easy. And now you're going down.
Well, he bested you fair and square, Buckley.
Get on your pins and shake hands with a real man, Buckley.
I was downed, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'll take back what I said, lad. Will you shake on it?
I will, if you'll take up that wheezy old music box of yours and lead us in a shanty.
Done, lad, done. Call the tune. And we'll show 'em sailors can both fight and sing. Give us the stormy wind to blow.
For the raging sea do roar, and the stormy winds do blow. And we jolly sailor boys are sitting up aloft, and the landlubbers lying down below, 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 and the landlubbers lying down below. One Friday morn a ship set sail and sailed afar from land. Her crew did spy a fair pretty maid with a comb and a glass in her hand, with a comb and a glass in her hand. For the raging seas do roar, and the stormy winds do blow. And we jolly sailor boys are sitting up aloft, and the landlubbers lying down below, 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 and the landlubbers lying down below.
In the perilous 100-day voyages of the clipper ships from New York to San Francisco, many a boy was turned into a man. But San Francisco was only the first port of call on voyages girdling the globe. Out of the Golden Gate, westward toward Asia, the clipper ships sailed to take on their precious cargoes of tea. Shanghai was the crossroads of the East, and a dangerous city for an adventurous young sailor to explore alone. An able-bodied seaman brought a high price when Shanghai. There were merchants who dealt in sailors as well as tea and jade. Into one of these shops, young John Lawson wanders the night the Flying Cloud was to sail for home.
Welcome, American sailor. Welcome to poor shop of Li Fu. Thanks, but what's the idea of having your man close the door to the street?
The sun has gone. The time has come to trade no more. But I will savvy. But first, you will honor my shop by taking tea with me. It is the custom.
Oh, thanks just the same, but I'm in a hurry. I want a piece of jade to take home to my mother. My ship sails on the next tide.
No, American sailor. The ship you sail on does not leave till the sun comes. The gift to honorable mother must wait.
Hey, look here, you old devil. What are you up to? Either you sell me a piece of jade here and now, or I'll go somewhere else.
No, American sailor does not leave shop of Li Fu until he has tasted of the tea of Li Fu.
Oh, is that so? Well, I'd like to see you stop me. Oh, so that's it. I've heard about your kind. Now I know your real business. Shanghai and sailors, not selling jade.
What men will buy, the wise merchant sells.
Well, I'm one piece of merchandise you won't sell. Listen. Oh, mates to the Flying Cloud! Clear the decks for action!
That's you, Lawson.
Aye! Stand by a minute! All right, Li Fu. It's your move. You open that door, then my friends have to break it down and wreck your place.
Li Fu knows well when the wheels of fortune turn against him. Hold on, now. There. The door is open.
Come on in, lads.
American sailor, come to buy jade. Look. Have here a very fine jade for Annabelle Mother.
Oh, no, thank you, Li Fu. We'll buy our jade somewhere else. Come on, let's get back to the ship.
We thought you were in trouble this thing.
I was.
What's up, Lawson? Captain sent me ashore to look for you. Thought you might have been Shanghai.
I thought so, too, until I heard your shanty.
Well, I'll be blowed. Come on, lads. Let's go back and teach that old heathen a lesson.
Forget it. I've got a better idea. Let's finish that shanty that saved my life.
That's a good idea.
Our anchor we'll weigh and our sails we will set. Goodbye, fare ye well, goodbye, fare ye well. The friends we are leaving, we leave with regret. Hurrah, my boys, we're homeward bound. We're homeward bound, oh joyful sound. Goodbye, fare ye well, goodbye, fare ye well. Come rally the capstan and run quick around. Hurrah, my boys, we're homeward bound. We're homeward bound, you've heard us say. Goodbye, fare ye well, goodbye, fare ye well. Load down a castle and
Homeward bound. That was a cry that gladdened the heart of seamen. Though a year, even 2 years, might pass before their ship dropped anchor in the home port again, the very fact that they were going homeward was enough. Homeward bound with the flying cloud went young John Lawson, past Singapore, across the Indian Ocean, around the tip of Africa, and up the South Atlantic, until at last, 2 years after the boys set sail, a stalwart young man comes back to old New York town. And as a fussy towboat warps the flying cloud to her pier, John Lawson sees his mother on the shore.
Mr. Lawson,
Aye, sir.
you leave the wheel. Voyage is over. And unless my eyes have gone back on me, I think you'll find your mother waiting at the foot of the gangplank.
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. I can see her on the wharf.
Make fast the boat, brig! Aye, sir! Lower the gangplank! Your permission to leave the ship, Lawson. You've done well. And if you're reminded to go out again, there'll be a better post waiting you on board the Flying Cloud.
Thank you, sir. I'll be with you when you put to sea again.
A life on the ocean wave, a home on the rolling deep, where the scattered waters rave and the winds their rebel steep. Like an eagle caged at high on this all-changing shore. Oh, give me the flashing rhyme, the spray and the tempest roar. A life on the ocean wave, a home on the rolling deep, where the scattered waters rave and the winds their revels keep. A life on the ocean wave, a home on the rolling deep, where the scattered waters rave and the winds their revels keep.
In honor of the American seamen and American ships that carry on the proud heritage of the Clipper days, Don Voorhees and his Cavalcade Orchestra play the stirring modern song of the sea, Ank Away. The days of sail and the clipper ships are but a glorious memory. Steel and steam have taken the place of merchantmen of wood and sail. But American youth still goes down to the sea in ships. Freighters flying the stars and stripes still plow the seven seas, and swift American liners ply the shipping lanes around the world. Brave leaders in the Cavalcade of America.
To some people, the term chemistry conjures up mental pictures of vats full of fuming liquids and laboratories filled with weird apparatus where pale-faced scientists pull new products out of a test tube like rabbits out of a hat. The chemical industry does produce great quantities of so-called heavy chemicals. And these are used by more than 100 important industries. But it also produces a variety of finished articles, products that you use every day. Paint, toilet articles, radiator antifreezes, automobile waxes and polishes, cleaning fluid, and scores of others. And working hand in hand, the factory and the research laboratory combine to reduce the cost of chemical products so that more people may enjoy them. Let's take an example of how the chemical industry, aided by research, serves you and your family. Everyone is familiar with the transparent cellulose film which DuPont manufactures and sells under the trademark cellophane. The modern housewife knows how this sparkling material protects the packaged foods her family uses every day. She also prefers sheets and undergarments and similar personal things she buys in the stores wrapped in cellophane, for it protects such articles so well they do not need to be washed before using. When DuPont first introduced cellophane cellulose film in 1924, its cost limited its use to only a few products, such as perfumes and fancy candy. But as the use of cellophane spread throughout many industries, DuPont steadily reduced prices. In fact, prices have been lowered 18 times in 12 years. The American public has benefited materially from these savings, because each year more and more manufacturers have been able to send their products into our homes fresh and clean in cellophane. Today, the wide use of cellophane throughout the country is a tribute to this price reduction record, which is outstanding in American business. This is but one example which shows how the chemical industry, coupled with scientific research, reduces cost and improves quality, thus providing, as DuPont expresses it, better things for better living through chemistry. Elizabeth Blackwell, pioneer woman physician, and her struggle for the recognition of woman's place in the medical profession will be the subject of our broadcast when next week at this same time, DuPont again presents the Cavalcade of America. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
You are listening to Golden Age Radio, rumble.com/C/GAR, brought to you by G3PL.com.
From Hollywood, California, the Lux Radio Theater presents Ginger Rogers and Douglas Fairbanks Jr. in Brief Moment.
Lux presents Hollywood. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your loyalty to Lux Flakes and Lux Toilet Soap. A loyalty which makes it possible for our sponsors to bring you the Lux Radio Theater. Our program tonight features Ginger Rogers and Douglas Fairbanks Jr. in Brief Moment, with Nigel Bruce, Louis Calhern, and Paul Harvey. We're also host to Jimmy Starr, noted Hollywood columnist. Louis Silvers directs our music. And now, our program opens with word from our producer, that celebrated personality. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Cecil B. DeMille.
I don't understand you.
Don't you? I suppose you realize that this girl has fallen in love with you.
Who said so?
Your mother told me. She's quite worried about it.
Oh, ridiculous.
Perhaps, but I'm not interested in that. What I want to know is, are you in love with her?
Angela.
Are you, Mac?
Of course not. Whatever put such nonsense into your head? The only reason I'm interested in this girl is that she can supply me with material for my novel.
Well, I just wanted to make sure, Mac, because, well, people are beginning to talk.
I don't see why.
No? You think this creature of yours is an innocent young lamb, don't you? A tender flower blooming in the slums. Well, she isn't.
What?
She isn't. I've taken the trouble to find out. Do you suppose that the night you found her in the court was the first time she'd been arrested?
You mean she's been arrested before that?
Of course.
On what charge?
Suppose we call it...
Ear was out. But to make it more sure, she adds, I boiled an egg hard and took out the yolk and filled it with salt. And when I went to bed, I ate it, shell and all, without speaking or drinking after it. I certainly hope that the girl got the boy. She earned him. And I trust our observance of St. Valentine's Day will prove more enjoyable. The presentation of Ginger Rogers and Douglas Fairbanks, Jr. in the romantic play, Brief Moment. Down the street from our theater is the RKO studio, which claims the services of both Miss Rogers and Mr. Fairbanks, whom you'll soon see together in the picture Having Wonderful Time. Ginger at the moment is making Vivacious Lady, and after that starts dancing with Fred Astaire in a new musical. Doug has just finished co-starring with Irene Dunn in Joy of Living, and shortly he and Cary Grant begin Gunga Din. Tonight, he's Roderick Dean, and Miss Rogers is Abby in S.N. Berman's notable success of stage and screen. Brief Moment also brings us Louis Calhern as Cass Worthing and Paul Harvey as Manny Walsh, both from the original New York cast, while Nigel Bruce, long familiar as a figure on the stage and screen in this country and England, is heard as Seagrift. The footlights flash on. Louis Silver's baton is raised as the curtain rises on the Lux Radio Theater presentation of Ginger Rogers and Douglas Fairbanks, Jr. in Brief Moment. It's a grim, cold winter morning. The street windows of the Apex lunchroom in Pittsburgh are white with frost. In the tiled interior of the overheated restaurant, a waitress stands at the cashier's desk, balancing a tray on one hand as she leans across the counter.
Anything yet, Mabel?
Huh?
Did a telegram come for me?
Say, what is this? You expecting good news or something?
Well, I'm expecting some.
Hey, sister, what about those eggs over easy?
All right. Give me a chance.
Well, snap it up.
Let me know if something comes, will you, Mabel?
Okay, I'll let you know.
Shake it up, Chef. Oatmeal number 3. Hey, Gertie. What, Abby? There's a guy in there who wants 2 eggs over easy. If you can deliver, you might get that nickel tip.
Oh, deliver yourself. I got my own troubles. Say, what's the matter with you anyway? You've been moping around here all week with a face a mile long.
No, I'm fed up with this place. I'm fed up with the grease, and I'm fed up with the people who eat it. I've got a cold in the head, and I feel rotten, and I'm going to get out of here before I brain somebody with a platter. 2 eggs over easy.
2 eggs.
You mean you're going to quit, Abby?
I hope so.
Oh, you're crazy. Where are you going?
I'm going to New York. I'm waiting for a wire now from Manny Walsh.
Manny Walsh? The guy that used to drive a hack around here?
Well, he don't drive a hack anymore. He's a big shot there. He owns a nightclub.
Huh. I suppose that makes you a chorus girl in the floor show.
And what's so funny about that?
Huh? You mean it?
Sure. I wrote him a week ago. He's a friend of my pop's. He'll do something for me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
2 eggs, over easy. Here, watch that batter. It's hot.
Okay. Meanwhile, I'm still hustling beans.
Hey, Abby.
What?
I was just coming in after you. Something did come. Look, a telegram.
Oh, gee, open it quick. I got my hands full.
All right. You know, I thought you was kidding or something.
Well, what does it say? Quick.
Hey, what about those eggs?
Here it is. Holding job open. Anxious to see you, man.
Oh, I knew it. I knew he'd come through.
Hey, sister, I can't wait all day.
Oh, you can as far as I'm concerned.
Hey!
So long, Mabel. I'm on my way.
Okay, Miss Payne, it's that door over there. You can go right in. He's expecting you.
Thanks. Hello, Manny.
Abby. Gee, Abby, it's swell to see you. Come in.
Thanks.
I've been waiting for you. Let me look at you. Say, you look all right. Sit down. Just get in?
Yeah, I just came over from the station.
Well, I won't take up any more of your time, Manny.
Oh, yeah. Abby, this is Cass Worthing. This is Abby Fane, Cass, daughter of an old friend of mine.
How do you do?
How are you?
Your first visit to New York?
Yeah, well, I was here when I was a kid. I don't remember much about it, though.
Well, anything I can do for you.
Well, thanks.
Goodbye, Miss Fane. So long, Manny.
Yeah.
Who is he?
Society guy. Polo player mostly, but he thinks he's pretty hot at stud poker, too. He was just in paying off.
Oh. Gee, it's a nice place you got here, Manny.
Nothing to what I'm going to have. I'm going up and up, Abby, all the way. So you want a job, huh?
Yeah. I can sing a little and I can dance. I'm best at singing, I guess.
Sure. I'll get one of the kids in the line to teach you the routines and all. If you make out okay, we'll move you up.
Oh, gee, I don't know how to thank you, Manny.
What for?
Oh, giving me a break without even knowing what I can do.
I don't have to know it. You're a sweet kid. That's what counts in this racket. And as long as you stay a sweet kid, you'll be okay.
Yeah. I get it.
Oh, boss.
Yeah?
That guy Worthing had some flowers sent up. They're for the lady.
Me?
Yeah, here you are.
Well, thanks. Gee, that was kind of nice of him, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was okay.
Listen to this in the scandal column. What new chorus girl at the Hotsy Totsy has caught the eye of what socialite polo player?
I'll bet it's Cass again.
I'll bet you're right.
Have you seen this? Abby Fane has been moved out of the chorus line at the Hotsy Totsy. The three-goal man at the floor table is all smiles.
The way you wear your hat, the way you sip your tea, the memory of all that.
Well, there she is, Rod. Did I brag out of turn?
Oh, decidedly not, Cass. Pure understatement, if anything.
She's beautiful.
What do you think of her, Sig? Sig! Wake him up, will you, Cass?
Say, Sig.
What do you think of her?
At the moment, I was not thinking of her at all. I hope you don't mind.
No, go back to sleep.
Thank you, Rod.
Sig's an intellectual, Cass. A fat, lazy intellectual.
Not fat, please. Stout.
She's coming over.
Oh, hello, Cass.
Hello, Abby. Sit down. Oh, this is Roderick Dean, Abby.
Oh, hello.
How do you do?
And Harold Seagrift.
Good evening.
How are you?
Not at all well, thank you.
I'd better apologize for Sig in advance, Miss Fane. He's very rude.
Just ignore me.
All right.
We heard your number, and I enjoyed it very much.
Thank you, Mr. Dean.
I'll have to thank Cass for bringing us. I'm sorry I didn't know about it sooner.
Uh-oh, watch out for this fellow, Abby. Don't believe a word he says. He's no good.
Really?
Too much money, no ambition.
Is ambition one of your virtues, Cass?
Well, at least I play polo. Rod doesn't even do that. A perfectly useless character. I'm warning you, Abby.
I don't believe you.
Oh, I'm afraid he's right. Well, we'd better get along, Sig. We've got a lot of places to cover tonight.
Oh, no, Rod.
Come on. Good night, Miss Fane.
Good night.
Night, Cass.
Good night.
Now, listen, Rod, if you think I'm going trips, you're going from one nightclub to another.
Quiet, Sig. It's early.
Crazy guy.
He seems nice.
Oh, I guess he's all right. I only brought him here to show you off to him.
Oh, very sweet.
Listen, a certain well-known poloist is still holding hands with a certain torch singer. His friends are very much surprised.
Wonder if it'll be wedding bells over at the Hotsy Totsy. Abby Fane is choosing her trousseau, but he chooses not to talk. We're still wondering.
Manny, listen to this. That socialite is now en route for Europe, and that torch singer is really singing blue.
I ought to go over there and find that guy. I ought to punch him right in the snoot.
Oh, stop it, Manny. It's all over. Forget it.
Will you, Abby?
Oh, get over it. You can get over anything in time.
You were pretty daffy about that bird, weren't you?
I guess so.
Abby, I wish I could do something.
Oh, you've done everything, Manny. I'd still be slinging beans back in Pittsburgh if it weren't for you.
I wasn't thinking about that. What I meant was, well, when you take a rap like this, it helps sometimes. Oh, I know I ain't much of a bargain, but Abby. Abby.
What? What, Manny? Oh, I'm sorry. What was it you said?
Nothing. Try and snap out of it.
Oh, I'll be all right. I'll pull out of it, and you'll never know the difference.
Sure, you'll be okay.
Nice night, boss. We ain't got a table left.
Yeah. Oh, see Abby?
In a dressing room, I guess.
Oh.
Oh, hello, Manny.
Hello.
What's on your mind?
Nothing much. There, I see that guy's here again.
Who?
Oh, what's his name? Roderick Dean.
Oh, Rod. I thought... Oh, yes, Rod said he was coming tonight.
Got a friend with him. Fat guy.
Well, that's Sig, I guess.
And that Dean guy's been showing up pretty regular the last couple of months.
Well, that makes him one of your best customers.
Not if he's like his pal, it don't. I don't want to see you get burned again, Abby.
Oh, don't worry. Rod's all right.
Uh-huh. Well, he looks okay.
Of course, it's none of my business, Rod, but just why do you want to marry her?
Very simple. I adore her.
You don't have to marry her to adore her.
I think adoration alone would bore Abby. I couldn't hold her with it, and I've got to hold her. It's important for me, see?
Important? A blues singer in a nightclub?
Oh, you're a snob, that's all. The girl's magnificent. Her vitality is magnificent. After all, who am I? Millionaire's son? Well, what of it? The town's rotten with them. I've been a failure at everything, a complete washout. And don't think I don't know it.
Will the prima donna of the Hotsy-Totsy Club change all that?
Oh, I don't say she will. All I say is it's no concession for me to marry her. She may turn me down flat.
If she turns you down, Rod, then I'm Skippy.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
I'm Manny Walsh.
Yes, we met before, I think.
That's right.
This is Harold Sigrift.
How do you do?
How are you? Mr. Dean, I'd like to speak to you a minute. We can go in my office if you want.
No, we can stay here. Sig, didn't you say you had a call to make?
No, not that I remember.
Oh, go on, Sig, be pleasant.
Do I have to move? Surely, Mr. Walsh, you can talk in front of baby. You can spell out the big words.
Sorry, it's personal.
Oh, very well. Why was I doomed to live in so giddy an age?
Sit down, Mr. Walsh.
Thanks. I wanted to speak to you about Abby.
Yes?
She means a lot to me, Mr. Dean.
It's a sympathy we share. Cigarette?
Thanks. She'll probably give me blazes if she finds out I talked to you. Better not tell her.
Are you afraid of her?
No, not exactly afraid, except, Abby's the first dame that ever got the best of me.
How?
That's it. I don't know. Nothing she does. Only I feel she knows everything I'm thinking, but that I don't know everything she's thinking.
Is Abby mysterious? I never got that impression.
Maybe not, but she buffaloes me. Funny, too, because we've been pretty good friends. I mean, I've always tried to sort of look after her, you know?
Yes. That's what you're doing now, aren't you?
Huh?
You don't know me very well. We've only met once or twice. You're here to give me the once-over. That's it, isn't it?
Well, if you want to put it that way, yes.
Of course. Very decent of you.
It's just that I wanted to feel sure that she ain't making a mistake.
Well, do I pass?
Yeah. I guess so.
Thanks.
I mean, well, you look all right anyhow. She's coming out for her number. I better beat it. Will you be seeing her later?
I imagine so. She was coming up to my place.
Well, don't say anything about me speaking to you.
I won't.
Cuddle up and don't be blue. All your fears are
All right?
Yes. It seems kind of funny to go up in an elevator 30 flights and then climb 2 more.
It's the curse of living in a penthouse. Here we are. Go ahead. Lights on your left. Well, what do you think of the place?
Gee, it's so high my ears hurt.
You like it?
Swell.
It's empty most of the time. Cigarettes on the table.
Thanks.
Well, sweetheart, what's the answer?
To what?
You know to what. When I asked you to marry me the other night, you said you wanted a day to think it over.
That's right, I did.
Well, have you thought?
No.
Want another day?
No. I was stringing you.
What?
I knew all the time I'd say yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You mean it, Abby?
Mm-hmm.
Come here. Oh, I can't tell you what it was like waiting.
The delay was just technique.
Oh,
By the way, what did Manny want?
Huh?
Well, I saw him speaking to you at the club.
Oh, well, we just dropped in for a chat.
Now, Manny's no chatter. What did he have to say?
Well, his mission was very generous, really. He wanted to give me the once-over.
Really? Do you think you got by?
Well, I think I passed. But I have a feeling he'll want to speak to me again. In fact, I'm practically certain. Almost as certain as the feeling I have about you.
You know, sometimes I feel you're kidding. The way you talk. Well, not to me alone, but in general.
Well, that's a defense. I have to kid about things.
Why?
Because I'm not sure of them. Or of myself.
I don't get you, Rod. You're young, you're rich, you're attractive. You've got everything in the world.
And yet...
What?
I'm afraid if I say it, it'll sound ridiculous.
Well, what if it does? Go on, say it.
Well, I'm very introspective, I suppose.
What does that mean?
I think about myself.
Well, so do I. All the time. I love it.
Well, that's different. I think of myself in relation to the outside world, to life, and I seem to myself to be so highly unnecessary. I'm surrounded by successful people, all of them much more talented than I am. I've tried art, I've tried writing songs,
Well,
I've tried...
what of it? Tin Pan Alley. If you knew the mugs I know who are hits in Tin Pan Alley.
No, that's not the point. The point is that Tin Pan Alley does express them. I'm unemployed spiritually. I'm simply trying to convey to you that you're marrying a failure.
Oh, don't say that, Rod. You'll be a success with me.
I think so, too. But you've got to help me. I've gone from one thing to another. I can't find base. You've got to help me.
Of course I will.
You're everything I'm not, Abby. I love you for it.
Same here.
Look at me. You're beautiful, Abby. Beautiful.
Rod.
What, darling?
I can't do it. I can't go through with it, Rod. I thought I could, but it's no use.
What do you mean?
I can't marry you.
Why not?
Because I've got nothing to offer you. Not a thing.
Well, you must let me be the judge of that.
Well, you see, I'm not in love with you, Rod.
I see. Well, you're fond of me, aren't you?
Yes. You're too good to be true.
I'll take that for a start.
No. It's more than that. It's that I don't want to fall in love again. As far as that sort of thing is concerned, I'm willing to call it a day.
Is it Cass-worthy?
Yes. Well, I got over it all right. Nearly killed me, but I finally did. I thought when you started to call me, well, it seemed so nice, and I didn't know there were men like you. I guess I thought this was a way out for me. Security, independence. That's what I thought. That's the lowdown, Rod. But you're too nice for that. You can do better than that. I advise you to pass it up, Rod.
Do you?
Yes, Rod.
But Worthing, is it over?
Yes.
Really over? Are you sure?
Well, you get to a point where you don't feel anything anymore.
Then I hope you'll never mention it again. I don't see how I could expect you to organize your past as a kind of prelude to my appearance, a kind of prolonged entrance music. If we can organize the future, we'll be doing pretty well.
You mean after what I just said?
Yes, Abby.
Oh, Rod, I'm a failure, too, in a way. We can comfort each other.
Or draw strength from each other. The things I can give you don't really count. But you'll have all my love, Abby. I hope that someday I'll have yours. Well, is it a deal?
Yes. It's a deal.
Act One's Brief Moments, starring Ginger Rogers and Douglas Fairbanks, Jr. During the short intermission, with the assistance of two ladies from our audience here in the Lux Radio Theater, we're going to play a game. It's fun for everybody, so we invite our radio audience to join us. I'm going to mention two words, each of which has more than one meaning. How many meanings can you think of for each of these words? We'll start with the young lady in the blue dress. Your name, please.
Helen Murphy.
Occupation?
Stenographer.
Address?
412 North Camarillo Street, Hollywood.
Can you give us 3 meanings for the word fresh?
Well, fresh, let's see. Fruit is fresh when it isn't canned, and fresh can mean smart alecky, like a boy gets fresh as paint.
Yes, I guess they do sometimes. A 3rd meaning?
Let's see. Fresh can mean sweet and dainty, like...
Like silk things after they're luxed?
Perfect example.
Now for our 2nd contestant. Name, occupation, and address.
Mrs. Anderson. I'm a housewife, and I live in Laurel Canyon, Hollywood.
The word is fade, F-A-D-E. Can you give us 3 meanings for the word fade?
Fade. Let's see. Well, sound can fade away, and fade is a term you use in football, like fade back for a pass.
Did you say your occupation was housewife? Well, can you give us a 3rd meaning for fade?
Why, yes, colors may fade, too. But I find that if they're safe in water, they're safe in Lux.
You're a housewife, all right, and a clever one. One of the many reasons so many women stick to Lux Flakes is that they don't fade colors. This is especially important in the case of underthings, because, of course, fastidious women wash these after each wearing. Lux not only freshens them, leaves them absolutely dainty, but also leaves the color and the fabric new-looking. So always wash underthings with Lux Flakes. And now, back to Mr. DeMille.
Brief Moment, starring Ginger Rogers and Douglas Fairbanks, Jr., with Nigel Bruce, Louis Calhern, and Paul Harvey. 6 months have gone by, and Abby is married to Roderick Dean. There's little left of the nightclub singer. In her place is a woman, refined and cultured, at least to the casual observer. In a fashionable shop on Fifth Avenue, she sits at a long counter, placing an order for gloves.
I'll take these 2 pairs, please.
Yes, madam.
And the gray. Do you know where to send them?
Yes.
Mrs. Roderick Dean, isn't it?
Well, Cass, well. That'll be all, please.
Yes, madam.
How are you, Cass?
Oh, how are you?
Much better, thanks.
Oh, I was right about the name.
Oh, yes. I've been married for about 6 months now.
Yes, I heard about it. I just got back yesterday. Well, you're looking well, Abby.
Thank you.
Funny my running into you. I was going to give you a ring tonight.
Were you? Well, you saved yourself a nickel.
Could we have some tea?
Oh, I'm afraid not, Cass.
Oh, dinner, perhaps?
No, it's impossible. We're having friends.
Oh.
Oh, not that you aren't.
Thanks.
Well, I've got to run.
Oh, wait a minute. Well, when am I going to see you?
Well, we're having a party a week from Thursday.
Oh, not before then.
Well, of course. Give me a ring, Cass.
All right, I will.
Mrs. Dean.
Yes, Louise.
Mr. Worthing is here.
Oh, well, ask him to come in. Cass? Hello, Cass. You know you weren't due here tonight, you know.
Oh, I always make it a point to be early.
Oh, well, sit down. It's nice to see you.
Thank you. Who was that heavily bearded gent I passed on the way in?
Oh, I guess you mean Sergei Voloshin. He's a moving picture director.
Oh, Hollywood?
Yes, and points west. He's Russian.
Yes, I gathered that. What was he doing, tempting you with offers?
Oh, hardly. I met him at a party a few weeks ago. He's very interesting. I asked him to drop up for tea and
This is like a relay race. Lucky for you, you're married to a nut like Roderick Dean.
I beg your pardon.
Russian movie directors. No sane man would stand for it.
Anything else, Cass?
Yes? Why didn't you show up yesterday?
I told you I couldn't.
But you didn't say why.
Have you forgotten the name is Dean now, Mr. Worthing?
I think I know what's the matter with you, Abby. You've gone lady on me. You were much more amusing in the old days.
I don't believe that. In the old days, as you so fondly called them, you took me very casually. Now I must say you're a little more attentive. Contradictory, isn't it?
Abby, you're bitter.
No, I don't think I am.
You can't forgive me, but I'll make you. And when you have, you'll forget that you ever resented me.
Now you're getting complicated. That's not your style.
Abby, you know I mean more to you than anybody.
Really?
Husband or no husband.
Why?
Because you know what we were to each other.
I hardly remember.
I don't believe you.
It's another life, Cass, dear.
It's the same life, Abby. You're my kind. You're more like me than anybody.
No, Cass. I used to think I was like you. I used to try to be like you. I'm changed now.
What changed you?
You, partly. Roderick Dean, mostly. You see, I'm trying to be like him now.
And you've forgotten me.
Completely.
You're a liar, Abby.
Mr. Worthing?
I know, and you know. It's just the same as it always was.
No, Cass, believe me, it isn't.
Oh, it isn't, eh? Well, I'll show you.
Cass, behave yourself.
Abby.
Behave, do you hear? Let me go. Let me. Cass, will you please?
Abby, hello. Taking wrestling lessons?
Oh, hello, Stig. Come in.
Oh, thanks.
You see, Cass, how absurd it is to try to make love to me here? Completely impractical.
Hello, Cass.
Hello.
Oh, did Rod come with you, sir?
Yes, he...
Hello, Abby.
Oh, hello, darling. Come here. We have a visitor.
Oh, Cass.
Oh, how are you? Excuse me, will you? I was just leaving.
Well, what's the matter with him?
Is this what is known as a situation, Sig?
Well, it was in pre-war days.
He looked a bit upset, didn't he? Too bad. Cass Worthing's one fellow I always envied for his self-sufficiency.
Occasionally he requires cooperation.
Does he?
I'd better explain the meaning of that innuendo, Rod. You see, when Sig came in the room, he saw Worthing kissing me, but he did it without encouragement. It was not cooperative.
It's always better to hear these things from your wife than from your best friends.
I started to say I envy Worthing, and I envied him even without knowing that Abby kissed him.
Well, he kissed Abby.
Thank you, Sig.
Well, what country started the Great War?
Oh, stop chattering, Sig. I envy him because he doesn't worry about anything, isn't troubled by anything, never thinks about anything but his own pleasure. I wish I were more like him.
I'm glad you're not.
Are you?
Oh, what time is it?
6:30.
Oh, my goodness, I've got to be thinking about getting dressed.
Yes, I have to, I suppose. What time do we dine?
8 o'clock.
How delightfully European. Well, goodbye until then.
So long, Sig. Come here, Rod. Is there anything wrong?
Not a thing. Why?
Now, don't tell Abby you haven't even kissed me yet.
Sorry. All right?
Much better. How about you?
Completely cured.
Not completely, I'm afraid. Have I lost my magic?
I adore you.
Really? And I adore you too, darling.
That's so. Anything else?
Yes, I adore life, I think. I adore sitting here with you so close to me, waiting to dress for dinner. And you know, Rod, I think of all the people doing the same thing. Famous people, too. Dressing to come here to dine in my house with me. I get an awful kick out of it.
Mrs. Newly Rich.
Well, of course. There's nothing in the world so delicious as being a newly rich.
It has its drawbacks.
How?
All these famous people of yours who come here to dine. They're not really famous, you know, except among themselves. If you really want to know the truth, there are a lot of chattering mediocrities.
Rod.
The celebrated Mr. Voloshin, for instance.
Voloshin is your friend, Rod.
He's an acquaintance.
Well, but you invited him here before.
I didn't expect him to become a habit.
Rod, what's the matter with
Nor
you?
Dr. Vic, the big specialist from Vienna, nor Mrs. Lamson, the exponent of the new poetry, nor...
Rod, stop it. If I've invited these people here, it's because I thought it was the thing to do, because I thought you liked it.
Well, I don't.
Well, I'm sorry, but you could tell me about it without giving me a lecture on it.
I didn't mean it like that. Oh, let's not quarrel, Abby. You know, it's like a war. I couldn't survive victory.
Neither could I.
I don't know what's the matter with me, Abby. The one thing in the world I really want is to make you happy. I guess I'm even a failure at that.
No, you're not. I am happy, Rod. Believe me, I'm happier than I've ever been in my life. Oh, darling, I love you.
I love you, Abby.
And is it all right now? Really?
Positively.
And you won't be jealous anymore?
Jealous?
Well, that's what this is all about. Oh, I know. But what I told you is true. Worthing kissed me. Do you believe that, Rod?
I told you, Abby. I love you.
Why did you shut the door, Cass?
Because I want to talk to you.
Now, you shouldn't have come here tonight,
Well,
Cass.
everybody else in town did.
And you shouldn't be drinking.
Well, what should I be doing?
You never were a very successful drinker. Liquor brings you out, unfortunately.
Well, I had no idea of coming here at all. This afternoon when I left you, I said to myself, that's that. I called it quits. I could have killed you.
And what made you forgive me?
Oh, I didn't.
What happened?
Oh, I went round to the club and had a fast workout in the shower. I thought that had fixed me up.
Oh, Cass, do you mean to tell me that I survived a fast workout?
You did?
Oh, I'm flattered. Go on.
Oh, Abby, why don't you chuck this pose and be yourself? I'm mad about you, Abby. Crazy mad. Can't you see that?
That has a familiar ring, Cass.
You don't believe me.
Are you surprised at that? And if I did believe you, it wouldn't make any difference. You're a little late, Cass.
Oh, now, listen, Abby. I was a fool before, but Abby, listen. Give me another chance. I'll make it up to you.
But I don't want you to make it up to me. Can't you understand that, Cass? Now, come on, let's go down and dance.
Wait, you can't turn me down like this.
I'm sorry.
Well, when will I see you?
I don't know.
Will you have lunch with me tomorrow?
Well, call me.
What about late tonight?
Oh, it's very difficult.
Well, you can do it if you want to.
How?
For an hour. Well, what's the harm in my taking you out for a little drive in the park?
All right, perhaps.
No. Promise.
All right, Cass.
Well, is it a date?
Yes, now for pity's sakes, let's go down there and dance.
Right. Hello.
Oh, hello, Manny.
Oh, how are you, Manny? Excuse me, will you?
You having a good time, Manny?
Okay. It's crowded like the Hotsy-Totsy on Saturday night.
Say, you look solemn. What's it all about?
Oh, it's about that sorehead who just went out.
Really? What?
Now, listen, you can't kid me. What's he doing here?
Well, it's a big party. I can't keep him from coming to a big party.
Well, I don't like it. It's bad business, Abby.
No, Manny, it isn't.
Abby.
Trust me.
This Rod is a sweet guy.
No one knows it as well as I do.
Then what are you doing messing around with Worthing? You know what a runaround he gave you in the old days.
I seem to remember something of the sort.
He's one baby you can't fool with. You know that, don't you?
Yes, but I'm better equipped than I used to be. That's why I'm telling you not to worry. Because I'm not worried, Manny. Honest, I'm not.
Enjoying our little party, Sig?
Hardly. I don't believe you are either.
I'm not.
I noticed it. You spent most of your time downstairs glaring in the general direction of the handsome polo player.
Was it that noticeable?
Only to me. You're jealous, aren't you? I can't say that I blame you.
It's strange, though. I have flares of rage, flares of indignation, but they don't last. I can't keep it up. Isn't it awful?
Would you like to assassinate Worthing?
Only momentarily. How does one sustain a hate? I have moments of it when I lose sight of the triviality of this little intrigue, a brief moment of petulance against the whole background of life. And my indignation vanishes. My hate simmers down. That's abnormal, isn't it? Feel like that? What's the matter with me? What can I do?
You can't do anything. You either got too much sense to be annoyed or too little.
Come on, Worthing.
Oh, what for?
You'll see. Will you gentlemen excuse us?
Certainly.
I won't get up for anybody.
I want to talk to Worthing. That's why I got him up here.
Well, what do you want to talk to me about?
You'll find out.
Come on, Sig, be a gentleman.
You wait a minute now. You don't have to go. Whatever Manny's got to say to me, he can say to me here.
If you weren't so drunk.
Well, what if I am drunk?
Really, Manny, come on now.
He's been saying some foolish things downstairs. Saying them out loud.
Why shouldn't he say foolish things out loud if he wants to?
Oh, don't be so polite, Dean. You know what it's all about.
I'm afraid I don't.
Well, then I'll tell you.
Keep your mouth shut, Worthing.
Well, what is this, a convention?
Abby, come here. I want to tell him. I want him to know.
Well, now, Cass, for heaven's sake.
You don't understand. I don't want to be undercover about this. I want him to know.
Shut your face.
Now, Manny, don't go defending my honor.
Well, you might as well know, Dean. Abby and I were pretty good friends once.
I'm warning you, Worthing.
As a matter of fact, we were a little more than good friends. We were...
Manny, don't...
Oh. Well, he asked for it. He was just aching for it.
Is he dead, Manny?
No such luck. Well, that kisser of his won't be so handsome in the morning. Get up, Worthing.
You know, Manny, I don't think you should have done that.
Oh, shut up. If you had any backbone, you'd have done it yourself.
Would I?
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm all right.
Well, then will you tell Rod what you just now said is a lie?
Well, what's the difference? We've got a date tonight, haven't we?
A date? Oh, Cass.
Well, you said you'd meet me. You promised. I'll be waiting for you.
I think you'd better leave, Cass.
Well, I'll be waiting at my place. You can call me there. And still the party goes on.
Guess I'll go down and see he gets out all right. Night, Abby.
Good night. Well, except for a few minor mishaps, it's a very successful party, isn't it?
Too successful. It's worn me out.
Oh, don't go yet, Sig. Come on, let's chat.
Oh, thanks, my dear, but I'm getting a bit sleepy.
Well, then I'll go downstairs with you, Sig. They'll all be leaving pretty soon. Well, it's all over, thank heaven. I've just beated the last guest. Tired, Rod?
A little.
Let's get some sleep, shall we?
What about your engagement?
Engagement?
With Cass Worthing.
Oh, that.
You said you'd promised.
Well, I did. It was the only way I knew how to get rid of him. You know, Cass is a little difficult at times.
Well, why don't you keep your engagement?
Well, I told you I never meant to.
Well, this is nothing then but an exercise in diplomacy?
That's all.
You don't suspect any other motive?
What do you mean?
I mean you're still in love with him.
I'm not.
You are. If you weren't, you wouldn't bother trying to let me down easy.
Rod, what are you trying to do? You're making something out of nothing. I treated the whole thing as a joke because it was the only way I knew
I could show him how little he meant to me.
I appreciate your trying to spare my feelings. Well, you needn't. Perhaps I'm less sensitive than you think.
Rod, why do you torture yourself?
I don't see it as self-torture. At the moment, it's a rather righteous indignation.
Righteous?
In spite of your pleas of innocence, the facts seem to disprove you. You were in love with him once and he threw you down. Your kindly treatment at this time seems a bit unwarranted. Perhaps I should disregard what I see. Perhaps I should pass it off as meaningless, trivial. Well, I can't do it.
You can't do it. You can't do it because you can't see anything except from your own limited viewpoint.
I told you I was a failure a long time ago.
And I told you about Cass Worthing.
And you admit you're still in love with him.
I admit nothing. Now, why do you twist my words? Am I on trial?
Our marriage is on trial. Everything we were to be to each other is on trial. I remember hoping that you'd give me your love.
You mean I haven't?
I mean you haven't.
Do you believe that? Do you really believe that?
I do.
All right, then. What have you done to deserve it? Just what have you done to deserve it? It takes faith to earn love, and you've no more faith in me than you have in yourself. You take everything out in talk. If you had any backbone, when Cass said what he did, you laid him out yourself.
Well, you see, I'm cold. I'm heartless. I'm not the emotional type like Manny or yourself. I don't lay people out. I don't think it solves any problems.
Oh, I'm sick and tired of hearing about your problems. What are you, anyway? What do you stand for? It's like living with a hypochondriac telling you about his ailments all the time. The truth is, you're ineffectual, and you take it out on me because I'm not.
Of course I'm ineffectual. I'm lacking in all the combative instincts. I told you that from the first. Cass Worthing meets your requirements, doesn't he? Why don't you go to him?
Rod, if you say that again, I will.
Go on, why don't you? He's waiting.
Do you mean that?
I never meant anything so much in my life.
You'll let me go?
I urge you.
Very well, I will. And that will be that.
We pause for station identification. This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Pausing between the scenes of Brief Moment, our trip to backstage Hollywood finds us face to face with Jimmy Starr, the Hollywood columnist for the Los Angeles Herald-Express and other papers. Last fall, Jimmy introduced the novelty of telling film news on this program by means of sound effects. And tonight he has some really unique data on Hollywood. In one fell swoop, he's uncovered the eccentricities of the stars as revealed at the Motor Registration Bureau, where all Hollywood went to secure its automobile license plates for 1938.
That's right, Mr. DeMille.
Now about these findings, Jimmy. I presume you consulted Mr. R.C. Brewer, manager of the Hollywood office of the Department of Motor Vehicles, whose collection of signatures on registration cards is the envy of every autograph hunter.
I did, and it is. After looking at the card signed by Joan Crawford, I learned she wanted to have the letter C on her license plates surrounded by sevens. Jack Oakey wants number 54, because 54 is the number of films in which he's appeared. Cary Grant wants his street address on his license plate, so that it reads backwards or from left to right.
Possibly so he can send the car home by itself.
Car owners frequently return plates for exchange if they find the numbers add up to 13. On the other hand, there's Lily Pons, who really wants 13. And George Burns wanted a number under 3 for Gracie Allen.
So she wouldn't strain our memory, eh? Tell me, have you any new news sound effects for us?
Yes, I have. See if you can figure this one out.
I give up.
Well, that's Bing Crosby's new baby getting his first crooning lesson. Now this.
Sounds like a limb breaking from a tree.
You're getting hot. It's really Charlie McCarthy taking a wrestling lesson. See if you can interpret this one.
That's your version of an exciting newsreel condensed into 5 seconds.
Oh, no. That's just a certain wardrobe director in town sending forth his troop of errand boys.
But why all the confusion? You'll give people the wrong idea.
Well, that wardrobe director's in a spot. He really has 200 costumes to freshen up for the next day's shooting, and gosh...
Go on.
And he's all out of Lux Flakes.
Oh, that's different.
And so are Lux Flakes different, Mr. DeMille. If the opinions of the leading studios in Hollywood mean anything, and believe me, they do, Lux is tops all over town.
Proceed, Mr. Starr. Any more?
Yes, here's another.
That's a strange sound for California, but I've got it. A radiator letting off steam.
Another 0. That's Ben Burney saying hello to Walter Winchell.
Well, from now on, you'd better tell your news in English, if you have any left.
Of course. Here are 4 snappy snoops. Filmed in Flash number 1. D.W. Griffith, who has announced plans of remaking his greatest film, The Birth of a Nation. But there's a big hitch in the idea. No one can find an original script of the opus, and that's causing a long delay. Number 2. A new all-time record for climbing walls took place at the Warner Brothers studio when a bull became infuriated on the Cowboy from Brooklyn set, broke loose and proceeded to scatter stars and crew in all directions. Dick Powell, Pat O'Brien, Dick Ferran broke all speed records, it is claimed. Director Lloyd Bacon's flaming shirt was the cause of the bull's sudden outburst. Item number 3. For several weeks, Betty Davis has been awaiting some of California's unusual weather. In fact, Betty wanted a heavy downpour of rain. The small cloudburst arrived last Friday. Betty called the moving vans, moved into her new home at the height of the rainstorm. Sounds a bit peculiar, but Betty believes that the rain brings her luck. She got her first stage engagement, her first break at Universal, and met her husband, Harmon O. Nelson, each during a rainstorm. News note number 4. Shirley Temple's new musical, Little Miss Broadway, was delayed this morning while the tiny star, with tears streaming down her cheeks, conducted a burial service over 6 of her pet bunny rabbits, drowned in a rainstorm last night. But true to the tradition of the theater, the show must go on. Shirley dried her tears and with a heavy heart returned to work this afternoon. As a climax, I'd like to tell one last item about the auto licenses. A certain star, I'd rather not mention his name, returned his plates, stating that he couldn't use them on his car. When questioned, he stated that he believed in astrology and that the numbers on his plates didn't vibrate properly. He was asked what kind of a car he drove, and he replied that it was a 1929 model of a popular make. That ought to vibrate enough for you, replied the attendant. And I think I've vibrated enough myself. So long, Mr. DeMille.
Starlight. We've other stars to hear tonight, so thank you, Jimmy. Back to our play, Brief Moment, with Ginger Rogers, Douglas Fairbanks Jr., and our all-star cast. It's the following day. In a hotel dining room, Abby is having lunch with Manny Walsh, telling him of her quarrel with Rod. She pauses for a moment, biting her lip.
Well, go on.
So I left him, Manny. I had to after that. For my own self-respect, I had to. And then I called you.
Oh, you shouldn't have done it, Abby. You shouldn't have walked out on him.
But he told me to.
Sure he did, because he couldn't see straight. He was too sore.
I don't believe that. Well, why didn't he get sore when Cass said what he did?
I don't know. Maybe he was. You can't tell, Abby. Some guys are just, well, they're built that way, that's all.
No, he just doesn't care, Manny. I don't seem to have much luck, do I? I'm practically left at the church by someone I think I love. And the man I know I love, well...
You ought to call him.
Oh, I can't, Manny. I can't. He's got to call me.
And if he don't?
I don't know, Manny. I don't know.
Would you mind telling me why?
Why what?
Why all the plans for departure? From the looks of the place I came in, I should say that you were leaving shortly.
I am. Practically all packed.
Where are you going?
Europe.
Oh, that's nice. Very broadening, they tell me. Why?
Would you like 3 guesses, Sig?
Couldn't have anything to do with Abby, I suppose. I hear that she's going to marry Cass Worthing.
You know all the gossip, don't you?
I read the columns. They've been carrying it for the last 3 weeks. I still don't see how your going to Europe solves anything.
If I told you why, you'd probably think I was crazy.
How do you know I don't think so, anyway?
Sig, I'm going to make an experiment.
What, again?
Yes, again.
Well?
I figured it all out the last 2 weeks. I'm sick of life. Heartily sick of it. Because it isn't my life at all. It's a carbon copy of hundreds of other parasitic lives around me. I want to discover my place in the world.
How are you going to do it?
Well, as a necessary first step, a stimulus to future endeavor, I've given up all my money.
You've done what?
I've left myself barely enough to live on. Not too comfortable at that.
Who did you give the money to?
Well, that was amusing. Having decided to give away this considerable fortune, I found that I wasn't equipped even to be generous. I finally had to give it to a group of specialists who'll decide what to do with it. It was my first contact with the contemporary world.
A group of specialists? Well.
I expect people will say I'm eccentric.
To put it mildly, yes. And now what?
Now I'm free. Maybe I've been wrong, Sig. Maybe you've got to fight for things in order to appreciate them. Well, now I can. And maybe the joy isn't in the having at all. Maybe it's just in the fighting. I'm going to find out.
I assume that you've chosen a starting point.
Yes, I have.
Just a minute.
Hello, Worthing.
Well, Dean, what do you want here?
Worthing, a few weeks ago you said something I didn't like. I want you to tell me now it was a lie.
Do you? Well, I'm afraid I can't.
Then I'm sorry for you.
Oh. Hello?
Hello, Sig.
Yeah?
This is Abby.
Oh, hello.
Have you seen the papers, Sig?
Yes?
Did he really do it? Did Rob really do it?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I could hardly believe it. It doesn't sound like him at all.
Oh, he's changed. You wouldn't know him.
Who is it? Shh. Who is it?
Reporter. Hello?
Oh, Sig, I want to see you.
What for?
I don't know. I just want to talk to you.
When?
Anytime. Maybe tonight at dinner.
Very well.
At 7, the Plaza Circle.
Very well. Goodbye.
Bye.
Who was that?
I told you, reporters. They've been trying to get you at your place, so no answer, so they called here. They wanted your picture.
You should have given it to them.
Do you mean to tell me that you're proud of your ruffian tactics?
I guess I am a little. If any bird ever deserved it, he was it.
Rod.
What?
You have become a muscle man. You ought to have someone to look after you now.
Thanks.
No telling what a little success in that line can do to a person.
I'll look after myself for a while.
When are you sailing?
9 o'clock.
You're absolutely set on it?
Yes.
What about dinner tonight? A sort of farewell party, just you and I.
If you want.
Good. Shall we say the Plaza Circle at 7?
This way, monsieur. A table for 3, you said?
That's right, Pierre.
3? Sig, what's the idea?
Oh, here we all are. Good evening, Abby.
Oh, Sig, why did you do it?
If you'll excuse me, my children, I've got a very important telephone to make. Can I leave you alone for a minute?
I suppose you know this isn't my idea.
I hope you don't think it was mine.
I'm glad in a way. I probably would have called you this evening.
Really?
I just wanted to thank you. You've changed me, Abby.
Yes, I read something about it in the papers.
Oh, it's deeper than that. I'm a new man, Abby, free of the past, free for the future. I've given up all my money. I suppose you've heard that.
No, I hadn't. Does it matter?
Well, it does to me. I've a new outlook on things, a brand new perspective. I'm not even sorry that things turned out as they did. We've never been happy together, not really. Because I was trying to draw strength from you, Abby, and you can't do that. It's got to come from inside. Well, I think I have that strength now. I think I can be happy. And I'm so grateful to you, Abby. I hope that you'll be happy, too. Is it funny?
Yes, very. When I first heard of your going to Cass's place, I thought there was a reason behind it. I thought maybe you wanted to prove to me that you did think enough of me to defend my name. Now I find out you did it all for your own amusement. To prove to yourself that you were really a man.
I had to. The night we parted, you said things to me. You said, Weakling, hypochondriac, ineffectual. Those things rang in my ears. I'll never forget what you said to me that night.
And I'll never forget what you said to me that night. You weren't interested. You sent me to Cass.
And you went, didn't you? You went.
No, I didn't. You told me to go, but I didn't.
What?
No, not to Cass. I went to a hotel. Manny knew where. I told him not to tell you until you asked for me. And I waited for you to call a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. You didn't call. I said, this isn't control. This is anemia. Oh, Rod, don't you see? I can't spend the rest
Oh,
of
Abby. Oh, what a fool I was. What a fool I am. What a jealous, overbearing fool. Oh, forgive me, Abby.
You say you've changed. All right, then. Do you have faith in me now? Do you believe me when I tell you that you've always had my love? That you've had it ever since we were married? That I never did love Cass Worthing? That I haven't even thought of him? Have you that faith?
Yes, Abby. I do believe you. And deep down, I suppose I always have believed you. I'm sorry. And I love you, Abby. I love you.
Oh, Rod.
Hello, I'm not in the way, am I?
Oh, Sig. Do you know what's just happened?
I think I can guess. You better hurry, Rod. The boat sails in about 10 minutes.
The boat? What boat?
Rod's going to Europe, Abby. Best thing in the world for him. I tried to talk him out of it, but I can see that he's right.
I saw it as a chance to fight alone, Abby, away from everything.
And everybody?
Oh, not everybody. I'm going with him.
What?
I just bought a ticket. Come along. We'll be late.
Wait, Abby. Abby, if only you'd be able...
No, you'd better go, Rod. Maybe it is the best thing. If it's going to be good for you, I want you to take it. Goodbye, Rod.
Oh, of course it's the best way. Somebody's got to take care of him.
Will you please shut up?
What?
Stop trying to order my life for me. I know what I'm doing.
You mean you're not going to Europe?
I am going to Europe, and Abby's going with me.
Oh, Rod, I love you.
Give me that ticket you bought for yourself.
No, look here.
Come on, give it to me.
I was looking forward to this trip. Now get away from me.
We'll write you about it.
I've got it, Abby. Come on.
You can't do this to me. That's my ticket.
Oh, it's mine now, Sig. Goodbye, kid.
It's robbery.
So long, Sig.
You can't do this to me. To me, your very best friend. You ought to be ashamed. Pierre.
Dinner for 3, sir?
No, just one. Oh, Pierre.
Eh?
You know, I thought just now for a moment that I was stuck with a ticket for Europe.
Our brief moment is gone. Melville Ruick has something to say on behalf of our sponsors, and then Ginger Rogers and Douglas Fairbanks, Jr. will take a curtain call. Mr. Ruick.
Here it is, a fact that may amaze even those who are experts on the subject, the housewives of our audience. It is estimated that the average woman who keeps house for her family spends 546 hours a year washing dishes. That's nearly 23 entire days of 24 hours each, or more than 3 solid weeks without a second off duty. Imagine what all those hours can do to your hands if you slip into the mistake of doing dishes with ordinary harsh soaps. You wouldn't wash your hands with a laundry soap, yet that takes but a minute, while your hands are in the dishpan for hours. Why not guard their beauty while you're doing the dishes? Simply use Lux Flakes. Lux doesn't dry out the oils of the skin, doesn't leave your hands with that rough, sandpapery feeling, that red dishpan look. It keeps them white and lovely. It's inexpensive, too. Buy the economical big box. For beauty's sake, always wash your dishes with Lux Flakes. Now, Mr. DeMille.
And now the pair who made a very happy hour of a brief moment. Miss Rogers and Mr. Fairbanks. It's the customary thing when a play is over to retire to some inviting rendezvous for a cup of tea and a dance or two. Suppose, Miss Rogers, we put down our tea and kick the big apple around?
It's splendid, but I couldn't think of making Mr. Fairbanks a wallflower.
Oh, Miss Rogers, let me assure you that the sight of Mr. DeMille doing the Big Apple will be well worth the price of solitude.
Fighting words, Mr. Fairbanks. Fighting words. I'll have you know that...
Please, gentlemen,
Well, the last time you were here, Doug, I heard Mr. DeMille say that he's known you and watched you ever since you were a little blossoming sprig on the Fairbanks family tree.
Yeah.
I'll have no part in anything that might shatter such a long friendship.
What'll we do? Sit down, hold hands?
Seance, huh? Well, Miss Rogers, may I have this chance?
Keep that up, Mr. F., and we will be calling for spirits of ammonia.
I'll be calling for my car.
Where are you going, Mr. DeMille?
Paradise. Oh.
Hey, what goes on here? And you both are talking like a couple of fugitives from a heavenly choir.
Paradise is the name of Mr. DeMille's ranch. If you keep quiet, he's liable to invite us there.
Oh, I didn't know. Yeah. Well, it sounds like the chorus from the last roundup to me.
You won't be lonesome up there, will you, Mr. DeMille?
No, I have the peacocks and the deer.
Well, I play the piano a bit. I know a few stories, and I'm a pretty good listener.
Well, the peacocks and the deer are very nice.
Wait a moment. I'll invite you both to my house instead. Douglas and I will have tea, and for you, Mr. DeMille, well, for you, we'll have a nice bowl of Lux Flakes.
Don't forget the cream ginger. They're really delicious.
And every time you open your mouth to speak, there won't be words, there'll just be bubbles.
Like Dopey and Snow White.
And he's doing all right for himself, too.
You know, gentlemen, we certainly can talk without saying anything.
Ain't it the truth?
If there's something really important on your mind, Ginger, why, just speak right up. Say it.
Well, here it is. I want you to know, Mr. DeMille, that I've had a grand time here tonight, and I hope we'll all meet again soon in front of this very same microphone. Good night.
Good night, CB, and mind your P's and Susie Q's.
Oh.
Thank you, Miss Rogers and Mr. Fairbanks. Ladies and gentlemen, this is your announcer, Melville Ruick. Before Mr. DeMille tells you of next week's gala program, may I say our stars tonight were assisted by Grace Kern as Gertie, Inez Seabury as Mabel, David Kerman as Frank, Mary Smith as a sales lady, James Eagles as chef, Lou Merrill as irate customer, and Frank Nelson as gossip columnist. Louis Silvers appeared through courtesy of 20th Century Fox Studios, where he directed music for the new film in Old Chicago. For the same studio, Nigel Bruce has recently made the picture The Baroness and the Butler. And now, Mr. DeMille.
Those who enjoy a simple yet finely woven drama of honest sentiment will welcome the Lux Radio Theater adaptation next Monday night of one of the most touching love stories ever told, Romance by Edward Sheldon. Thousands of people crowded the theater week after week to see it as a play with Doris Keane and William Courtney. It played over 1,000 performances in London, and no less brilliant was its record on the screen. We celebrate its presentation on the radio by bringing you two of your favorite performers, two of Hollywood's most famous stars, Miss Madeline Carroll and Mr. Herbert Marshall. Our sponsors, the makers of Lux Flakes, join me in inviting you to be with us again next Monday night when the Lux Radio Theater presents Herbert Marshall and Madeline Carroll in Romance. This is Cecil B. DeMille saying good night to you from Hollywood.
This is the Columbia Broadcasting System.
You are listening to Golden Age Radio, rumble.com/C/GAR. Brought to you by G3PL.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, the secret word tonight is tree. T-R-E-E.
Really?
You bet your life. The more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers of America present Groucho Marx in You Bet Your Life, the comedy quiz series produced and transcribed from Hollywood. And here he is, the one, the only...
I accept the nomination. Oh, that's me! Well, here I am again with $1,500 for one of our couples. Don't even say the secret word, the duck will come down and pay him $100. The word tonight is tree.
We asked for people with interesting occupations to volunteer tonight, and just before we went on the air, these are the two that were selected. Laura B. Winner and William Thomas, meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to the DeSoto Plymouth dealers. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Miss Laura B. Winner. Now, you stay right here and see if you can't win some money. It's been very, very educational talking to you two. I don't know if your name is Tom or Willie now. Which is it?
Bill.
Bill, that's good. And I hope you win lots of our money here tonight. See, in just 1 minute, you're going to play You Bet Your Life for a chance at the $1,500 question. Right now, I want you to pay attention to something of great importance.
Friends, the car you should own is a DeSoto. DeSoto, designed and built to give you extra comfort, extra safety, and extra performance. Consider these famous DeSoto features. For extra performance, there's the mighty 160 horsepower DeSoto Fire Dome V8 engine, the sensational new engine that gives you all the power you can use while burning regular fuel, not costly premium fuel. You get extra performance, too, from DeSoto Full Power Steering. Full Power Steering, which lets you turn the wheels with just one finger, even when your car is standing still. DeSoto Full Power Steering works for you all the time, not some of the time. In your DeSoto, you also get the extra comfort of Oriflow shock absorbers, which turn even the roughest roads into boulevards. Of course, you also get famous DeSoto chair-high seats. Talk about extra safety. Huge DeSoto 12-inch brakes give you a safe, sure stop every time. No car in America has bigger brakes. And thanks to DeSoto Power Braking System, these huge brakes are completely effective with just half the pedal pressure. There are DeSoto safety rim wheels, the wheels which materially reduce the danger of loss of control after blowout. Truly, DeSoto is the finest car value on the road. Tomorrow, go to your DeSoto Plymouth dealers and take the 5-mile trial in either the mighty DeSoto Fire Dome V8 or the brilliant Powermaster 6. Convince yourself your next car should be a DeSoto. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth, the low-priced car most like high-priced cars.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can build you $20. You selected meanings of words. Here's your first question. How much will you bet?
$15. No, $15. Come on.
$15.
15.
All right. If you were loquacious, what would you be?
Talkative.
Talkative is right.
And you're off to a good start. You have $35.
Remember, you're going for $1,500 tonight. Now, how much of the $35 are you going to try this time?
20, 30.
Talk up.
$34.01.
$34.03.
2 cents.
All right. We'll settle halfway between.
$24.02.
$34.02.
All right. If you were emaciated, what would you be?
Thin.
That's right.
Like.
Thin is right. Don't go any further.
You now have $69.02.
Here you go. Here's your third question. How much are you going to go for? Talk up, kids.
$69.01 then.
Okay.
How much? $69.01.
$69.01.
If you were irate, what would you be?
Angry.
Angry man.
Angry is right.
You've now climbed to $138.03.
How much you going to bet? Fast now. Come on.
All of it.
All of it. Here's your lay. All right. You're going to bet all of it. If you were obese, what would you be?
Fat.
Fat is right. Good boy, Laura. Kiss. Don't
Oh,
stand
no.
there. No? You wouldn't kiss each other?
Well,
with all that money?
yeah.
And you wind up with $276.06.
Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Just before.
Welcome, youngsters, to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Well, you make a very charming couple, and my advice to both of you is to take a ride in the new DeSoto Fire Dome 8. And you'll live happily ever afterwards. All right, now you're going to play You Bet Your Life. You beat our other couples, and you'll get a chance at the $1,500 question. I can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
The postman and his partner won $276.06, and the secret word is tree.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can bid you $20. You selected male and female of the species. Here's your first question. How much will you bet? This is Mr. Fenneman.
How do you do?
This is Bobette. She has a welcome wagon.
$15.
You're going to bet $15?
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right. Are you ready, soldier?
Ready, sir.
Do you acquiesce? Are you in full accord with this
Positively.
decision? All right. Now, what do you call a male duck?
Gander.
You have to decide on one answer between you now.
Oh.
Duck's a duck, isn't it? Duck?
I'm sorry. It was named after a hotel in Chicago, the Drake.
You dropped down to $5.
Well, that's a shame. That's too bad. Well, remember, you're going for $1,500 tonight, and that's the big money. Now, how much of the $5 are you going to try this time?
$2.
$2. All right. What do you call a male sheep? Talk it over.
Yeah.
A ram?
A ram is right.
Well, you're on your way again. You have $7.
Here's your third question. How much you going to bet?
$3.
Okay.
$3. Oh, this is duck soup. Now, what do you call a male goose?
Gander.
A gander. That's right. It was named after a hotel in Chicago. A gander.
You now have $10.
Now you have $10, and it's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much you going to bet? Talk it up.
$10.
$10 you're going to bet. What do you call a female rabbit?
Doe.
That's right. It was named after the Treasury in Washington. A doe is right.
And you wind up with $20, but I don't think that's enough. Is it, Groucho?
No, I don't think so.
No.
I think we ought to give him a chance to win some real money here. I'm going to give you one more question. You get this right, and it'll bring your winnings up to $25. No coaching, please. Who is buried in Grant's tomb? General Grant is right. Thanks and good luck from the DeSoto Plymouth dealers.
Groucho.
Yes?
Before we go on here tonight,
Yes. Well, you are on here tonight, aren't you?
I mean, before we go on with the show.
Oh, before you proceed with the show is what you mean, huh?
Yes, before we proceed with the show, I'd like to mention...
Let's be specific about this.
I'll try to be. Yes. I wanted to mention that I bought one of your record albums.
You did? Well, I appreciate it.
And it's very charming, really.
Well, I'm astonished that you're so surprised, George. Huh?
Yes, I guess I shouldn't be that surprised, should I? I was sort of hoping maybe you'd tell the people here about you.
Very nice of you, George. That's the Decker album that I made with Victor Young's orchestra. We did 6 songs by Calman Ruby, and songs like Captain Spaulding and Omaha, Nebraska, and Dr. Hackenbush, and they're on sale at all the record stores, and I understand they're going very well, and I hope you'll all drop in and buy one of these recordings before they're all gone, because they're going like hotcakes. And some of the songs sound like hotcakes, but I trust you'll all go out and purchase one of these records, otherwise I will be a public charge. Now, who is next on the agenda? That's what they always say at the American Legion, the Shrine, places like that.
Well, we have some...
What do you know what that means, agenda? I don't know what it means, and I don't want to embarrass you.
List, I think.
Is that what it means?
I'm not sure.
I mean, a boat can have a list without having an agenda, can't it?
We invited
Well, look it up after the show, will you?
We have some newlyweds for you, Groucho.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll take half of them. I'll take the distaff side.
They were selected by our studio audience just before we went on the air, and I'd like to have you meet them now.
Well, how nice.
Mr. and Mrs. Robert Donnelly, meet Groucho Marx.
Well, look at this. Newlyweds, eh? Well, welcome for the DeSoto Plymouth dealers, and for me, too. Say the secret word and take home $100. It's a common word, something you see every day. Bob, where are you from?
Patterson, New Jersey.
Well, how old are you?
30.
30?
Mm-hmm.
And Mrs. Donnelly, I presume that's you.
That's
What is your front name?
Ia.
Beg your pardon, what was that again?
Ia.
I thought that's what you said. My ears aren't what they used to be. You know. Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Is that named after you?
I don't think so.
Mrs. Donnelly, how do you spell your name?
E.A.
Oh. You write a letter, you certainly can get through fast, can't you? How old are you?
25.
Where are you from, Ia?
I was from Kansas City originally, but I came out here several years ago.
Uh-huh.
I live in California now.
Well, that's life. Here today and gone tomorrow. What made you decide to come to Los Angeles? Was it Ia?
No, I was out here for a while during the war, Groucho, and decided to come out again.
Oh, you were in the service then?
Yeah.
How did you happen to meet Ia?
Well, I was driving along one of the Los Angeles streets, and she was standing on a corner waiting for the traffic light to change in a halter and shorts. And I was watching her.
She sounds like a horse.
I was watching her instead of watching where I was driving, and I smashed into the car in front of me. So a lot of people came around, and I asked her for her phone number, and just in case I needed a witness.
What kind of an impression did Hot Rod Charlie make on you at this first meeting? I know what kind of an impression he made on the car in front of him.
Well, I was very impressed with him, yes.
Was it a whirlwind courtship? Did you get married on the corner there?
No.
Well, tell us about it. Was it exciting?
Well, it was pretty exciting.
What took place?
While I was courting her, she had her appendix out. And,
was this on the corner?
No.
Well, what happened?
Well, we both like movies. We went to a lot of movies together, about 12 a week. And our cat gave birth to 7 kittens in an old tree in the backyard.
You said cat, and that's the secret word. We've changed it from tree to cat now, and you split $100 between you. You get 50, and he gets 50. Yeah, how about the proposal? Was it romantic?
Oh, yes, it was very romantic. It was after dinner, and we were playing beautiful classical music on the record player.
You were pretty shrewd, huh? You really set the scene. Bob, did you get down on one knee when you proposed?
No, I was washing dishes.
Before you were married?
Yeah.
Brother, were you hooked? Well, that scene must have been very romantic. 2 young lovers in front of the sink holding dishpan hands. In a frenzy of passion, Bob squeezes the dish rag and she says yes. And he says, will you be my little Brillo forever and ever? Well, you make a very engaging couple, even if you are married. Now, Bob, do you have any pet names for her?
Oh, yeah, I call her Squash.
Isn't that romantic? Why do you call her Squash?
Well, every time I lie on the sofa in the front room, she sits on my stomach.
Well, that's logical. I suppose if she sat on your head, you'd call her Cabbage. What kind of work do you do, Bob?
Well, I'm an apprentice glassblower.
Mm-hmm. Well, what does an apprentice glassblower blow? Do you just hang around doing nothing until 5 o'clock and then blow?
No, we make all kind of glass products, neon lighting and medical tubing, vials, goblets, glasses,
You
bottles.
manufacture goblets?
Yeah.
I always thought a goblet was a small sailor filled with wine. Did you like that one, mate?
That was pretty good, but I've heard better.
Well, let's hear the one that cracks them up down at the glassworks. Let's hear it.
There's the standard one about the glassblower that comes to work with the hiccups, and he blew 115 percolator tops before they could stop him.
Well, let's go back to where your wife was sitting on your stomach. Well, you're a very nice young couple, and I hope you win lots of money here tonight. Now, what would you do if you won $1,500?
Oh, I think I'd put it in an account for Deborah.
Deborah? Well, that's very nice. Who's she? Some dish down at the glass factory?
No, Deborah is the name we've decided to give to our first child.
Well, that's a very pretty name, but won't he feel sort of embarrassed on his On his 19th birthday, if he gets a shaving mug with Debbie on it. All right, now it's time to play You Bet Your Life. Run your $20 into more than our other couples, and you'll get a chance at the $1,500 question. Can't tell you how much you have to win, but George is going to remind our listeners.
The postman and his partner still lead with $276.06.
Here we go. Let's see how high I can budget $20. You selected stars of foreign movies. That's a pretty tough one. Here's your first question. How much will you bet? And one answer between you on the answers.
15.
15. Who starred as Hamlet in the Academy Award movie?
Laurence Olivier.
Right. Laurence Olivier.
Off to a good start. You have $35.
I forgot. They saw 12 movies in a week. Remember, you're going for $1,500 tonight. How much of your $35 you're going to try this time?
$34.99.
All right. Who was the ballet dancer who starred in Red Shoes and Tales of Hoffman?
Moira Shearer.
Moira Shearer is right.
Really climbing, you have $69.99.
Here's your third question. How much will you bet?
$69.98.
Who played the title role in The Private Life of Henry VIII?
Charles Lawton.
Right.
You now have $139.97.
And here's your last chance to beat the other couples. How much of this vast sum are you going to bet this time?
Bet it all.
Shoot the works. Who played the lead in Elephant Boy?
Sabu.
Sabu is right. Now, kiss him like you did when you had the halter on.
Now, here's the news. You wind up with $279.94. And that means that you, our young married couple, get the chance in just 1 minute at the DeSoto Plymouth $1,500 question. Friends, I'd like to remind you about getting your car ready for colder weather.
Be sure to tell them, George, there's a lot more to it than just getting antifreeze and having your oil changed.
Well, that's right. If you expect your car to start on the coldest winter mornings, to shift smoothly, to operate efficiently, then the place for you to take it right away is to a DeSoto Plymouth dealers. First, for easier shifting on even the coldest days, your transmission will get the proper lubricants. For quicker winter starting, your battery will be checked. To handle the increased electrical load of winter driving, the DeSoto Plymouth dealer mechanics will step up the generator and check your spark plugs. The brakes of your car are especially vital in bad weather, so they'll be carefully serviced for safer winter stopping. The master technicians at your DeSoto Plymouth dealers will tune the engine of your car, too, to make sure it will give you economical operation mile after mile. And, of course, you'll get the proper oil, your radiator will be cleaned and flushed, you'll get a good antifreeze, all the things your car needs to give you worry-free operation even in the coldest weather. And believe me, you'll be amazed how little you pay for all this expert service for your car. So drive in for that cold weather checkup tomorrow, wherever you see the famous sign of better service, the friendly sign of a DeSoto Plymouth dealer. Well, here's our young married couple, Groucho, all set for the DeSoto Plymouth $1,500 question.
All right, now, nice and quiet. Here we go for $1,500. Give you 15 seconds to decide on a single answer between you. So think carefully, and please, no help from the audience. Here it is. I'm sure everyone is familiar with a perennially popular poem which begins with the line, "'Twas the night before Christmas." For $1,500, tell me the name of this children's classic. You got 15 seconds. All right, what's the answer you two have decided upon?
A Visit from St. Nick?
You're absolutely right. You notice how her attitude has changed since they won the big money, huh? Well, that's right. You win $1,500. You wouldn't kiss him that much on the $169. You won $100 for the secret word?
And $279.
Figure the whole thing up, Fenneman, and shove it under my door. Huh? How much? Come on, now, fast.
I got it right here. $1,879.94.
Start working on
All right, now what are you going to do with all that swag?
Well, I think we'll put it in a savings account, Groucho.
Well, that's a very
for the future.
commendable way, yes. Well, congratulations. From the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast, you bet your life.
Be sure to tune in again next Wednesday night at the same time for the Groucho Marx Show, when the big question will be worth $1,000. And don't miss Groucho's television show, also presented by the DeSoto Plymouth Dealers of America. And remember, all dealers who sell DeSoto also sell Plymouth. Two great cars, both products of the Chrysler Corporation.
And when you drive in, tell them Groucho sent you. Good night, folks, and remember, see DeSoto fire dough mate tomorrow.
Folks, here's a reminder from the National Safety Council. Slow down at sundown. You Bet Your Life, transcribed from Hollywood, is produced by John Goodell. Directed by Robert Dwan and Bernie Smith. Music by Jerry Fielding. This is George Fenneman signing off for the more than 3,000 DeSoto Plymouth dealers from coast to coast.
You are listening to Golden Age Radio, rumble.com/C/GAR. Brought to you by G3PL.com.
A Raleigh cigarette program from Hollywood starring Red Skelton with Ozzie Nelson and his orchestra, Harriet Hilliard, and yours truly, Truman Bradley. Congratulations to the Cincinnati Board of Amalgamated Clothing Workers of America for sending 400,000 Raleigh cigarettes to their members in the service. Do you realize what that means? Somewhere in Egypt today, an American tank driver broke into a wide, happy grin that should have caused even the Sphinx to join in his smile. He had just received a package from home, a welcome carton of Raleigh cigarettes, a gift well chosen and well received, because Raleigh's rich goodness is sealed in, safeguarded by a special, highly protective, moisture-proof wrap, an exclusive development that no other brand offers. This important Raleigh advantage ensures factory-fresh cigarettes in every pack to every smoker everywhere. The wise choice of millions of smokers. The pack with the coupon on the back, Raleigh cigarettes. Orchestra playing People Like You and Me. And now we bring you Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer's brilliant young comedian, the star of our Raleigh cigarette show, Red Skelton.
Thank you very much, and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you, Truman? Say, did you get over the party we had on Thanksgiving Day?
Yes, I did, Red. Another 2 days and I'll start eating again.
Yeah, boy, we really stuffed it in, didn't we?
Yeah.
Just feel my teeth, they're still hot.
Gee, wasn't that white meat good?
Yeah, I just love tuna, too, don't you?
Hiya, Red.
Hi, Harry.
Say, where did you get that delicious turkey?
Well, I won him in a raffle at Grauman's Chinese Theater.
Gee, you're pretty lucky.
Yeah, but all through the meal, he kept trying to put his footprints in the mashed potatoes.
Well, it certainly was a tasty bird.
Well, that's because I let him soak in wine for 2 nights.
You did?
Yeah, he got so stiff we had to stuff him with aspirins.
Well, kidding aside, that turkey, did you have trouble getting him, Red?
No, Mr. Raleigh, the sponsor, he went out and came back with 3 turkeys.
3 turkeys?
Yeah.
Where'd he get them? Hollywood Boulevard Meat Market?
No, up on Hollywood Boulevard.
I whistled at a girl once.
You did, Ozzy?
Yeah, she was with her mother.
Did she whistle back?
Well, I don't know. Before she could even pucker up, her mother and I were at the Palladium.
Say, Red, weren't the butcher stores crowded with people?
Crowded. I put my hand on the counter to steady myself, and something went chop.
What happened?
Well, the lady next to me says, "My, aren't the pig knuckles small this year?"
It was a swell dinner, though, Red.
Yeah, how'd you like that stuffing? I bet you never tasted like anything like that before, huh?
Nope, I never did. What a novel idea, chopping up old Christmas neckties.
Yeah.
And that coffee you served had me stumped, Red. What was in it?
Well, I wasn't able to get any coffee, so I brewed up some Mexican jumping beans.
So that's what it was, huh?
Yeah, it was all right, but every time I hiccup, I changed places with a turkey.
Say, that was some girl you brought to the party.
Yeah.
But I didn't like the way you danced with her. What was she, a jitterbug?
No, she wasn't a jitterbug. Her garter broke and hit her under the chin.
Oh, it was really a nice party. We certainly scared that pet parrot of yours.
Yeah, the old parrot watched us eat for a while and finally started pacing up and down the cage saying, "Thank heavens I'm inside of this thing."
Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition, and we'll all stay free. Praise the Lord and swing into position. Can't afford to sit around a wishing. Praise the Lord, we're all between perdition and the deep blue sea. Yes, the sky pilot said it. You gotta give him credit, for a son of a gunner was he. Shouting, praise the Lord, we're on a mighty mission. All aboard, we're not a-going fishing. Praise the Lord, pass the ammunition, and we'll all stay free.
Down went the gunner, a bullet was his fate. Down went the gunner, and then the gunner's mate.
Up jumped the sky pilot, gave the boys a look, and manned the gun himself as he laid aside the book.
Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition, and we'll all stay free. Praise the Lord and swing into position. Can't afford to sit around a wishing. Praise the Lord, we're all between perdition and the deep blue sea. Yes, the sky pilot said it. You gotta give him credit, for a son of a gunner was he. Shout and praise the Lord, we're on a mighty mission. All aboard, we're not a-going fishing. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition, and we'll all stay free.
Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition, sung by Harriet and Ozzie.
Say, Red, what are you having different people do tonight?
Well, I think at some time or other, everybody has made the statement, everything happens to me. So tonight, let's look in on a policeman who's having his troubles with one of those night owls in a park who's feeding the squirrels.
All right, boys, don't crowd, don't crowd. Here's a nice nut for you, Mr. Bushy-tail. Oh, you don't like nuts, huh? Well, I'll crack it with my teeth and eat it myself. No wonder he didn't like it. It was a rock. Uh-oh, here comes a cop.
Sure, it's a nice day, isn't it?
Yeah, sure is, Doc. That's what I like about California. The sun always shines. fact, there's so much sunshine they have to build big dams to hold it back.
You know, I've been watching you. Why do you only feed that one squirrel?
Well, the others don't have their ration books with them. I'm trying to fatten them up.
Yeah, what for?
Well, you can't get materials anymore, so I figure in a couple of weeks he'll be just ripe enough to fix the elbow of my wife's fur coat.
Your wife's fur coat, huh?
Yeah, the elbow's beginning to look like the top of Jim Farley's head.
Yeah, you can't swipe no squirrels out of this park, see?
I can't?
No.
You mean I gotta bring my wife's coat back?
Now, look. Well, did you ever? Why don't you go over to the zoo and steal a leopard and whip her up a sport coat, too, huh?
No. I tried that once. You see my right hand?
No.
Yeah, that leopard didn't even bother to put ketchup on it.
You know something? I think you're a moron.
Listen, them's fighting words where I come from.
Why?
We're all morons.
Sure, I ought to give you a ticket. Where do you live?
Now, let's not get nosy, bub.
Well, being nosy is my job.
Yeah, and you certainly got the tool for it, too.
Well, I've heard enough. Come on, get going. Don't let me catch you back in this park again. And put that squirrel down.
That ain't no squirrel. I'm wearing a mustache.
Oh, yeah? Well, why's your mustache wagging its tail, huh?
I got a nervous twitch.
Now, look, put that squirrel down.
Look at him go, boy. I ought to punch you in the nose.
Yeah. What did you say?
I'd say I ought to punch you in the nose, not do it, too, if I wasn't bigger than you.
Yeah? Well, it so happens that I am bigger than you.
Well, that's another good reason.
Well, I've stood enough.
Yeah? Hey, who are you calling up?
I'm gonna call the wagon, that's what, and lock you up.
Oh, share the ride stuff, huh?
Oh, I forgot. Today's the beginning of gas rationing. I'm gonna make you walk.
Oh, no, you don't. Call the wagon, bub. I'm a taxpayer. And call wagon number 2.
Number 2? Why?
Yeah, I always meet my wife in wagon number 1.
You will walk.
Now, I'll bet you $1 I don't.
Come on before I put a lump on your head so big it'll take you 10 minutes to comb your hair.
Well, I'll bet you $10 you don't. Okay, hand me a comb and time me. Then we have Clem, the fellow from the country. He believes that everything in the world has happened to him, and he's on his way to see his girl, Daisy June. Well, here I am. I got plenty of nothing. Right between my ears, too. I bet I'd be a lot smarter if people stopped crunching out cigarette butts against my head. See, everything happens to me. First my pig dies, and then my cow goes dry. Now my chicken won't lay an egg, or else you bring back an empty shell. To top everything off, today my pet skunk died, I think. Oh, there's a guy lighting a Raleigh. I think I'll let... Hey, Bubs, you got a cigarette?
Why, Bill Snuffbucket, I knew I'd find you someday. Where's my pig?
Here, take your hand off of my Adam's apple. What are you trying to do, squeeze the seed out of it? I'll let go.
Not until I punch you in the nose.
Here. Hey, what's the idea of hitting me? I ain't Bill Snuffbucket.
You get up, Oh, I'm sorry, Bub. I thought you was Bill Snuffbucket.
No.
Did I hurt you?
Oh, no. I just tied this knot in my spine to remember something.
Say, I'm awful sorry I punched you in the nose.
Oh, that's all right. I'll have it back in shape as soon as I find a pair of pliers.
Gotcha, I made your nose bleed.
No, that's all right. I was figuring on giving all my blood to the Red Cross anyway.
All your blood? How would you stay alive?
Who's alive?
Well, ain't you alive?
I don't know. On my birth certificate it says could be.
Well, I want to apologize for mistaking you for Bill Snuffbucket.
Gee, I can't get over it. Another guy who looks like me. Boy, this world's sure in an awful shape, ain't it? Well, so long. This is where my girl lives. I gotta hurry. I'll be late for supper. Bye.
Hello, Clem.
Well, dee.
You're just in time to help with the supper dishes.
Okay, you've eaten? Great ball of fire. Another day wasted away. You've eaten?
Yeah, ain't you?
No, and boy, am I hungry.
Is your stomach a-growling?
Growling nothing. It just bit me.
Well, you help me with the dishes, and I'll fix you a little something to eat.
Okay, I'll gather up a few of the dishes, Daisy Jane. Uh-oh.
Clem, did you break a dish?
Meow.
Oh, now, Clem, you ain't fooling me none.
That's funny. That little kid on the radio says it always works. Say, Daisy June, there's something I want to ask you, and I don't know how, but, well, could I have a lock of your hair?
Why, this is so sudden, Clem. What you want it for?
Scrub the pots. We're all out of steel wool.
Well, Clem, I'll have to sweep up that broken dish.
Okay.
Get me the broom off on the back porch, will you?
Okay, I'll do that little thing for you. Now, let's see. Where's the broom? Uh-oh, somebody's coming up the back walk. Hey, what do you want? Advance and be pulverized. Who are you? You going to tell me who you are, or am I going to have to run for my life? Hey, what do you want?
Could you tell me where 523 Del Route Street is?
What are you staring at?
Well, Bill Snuffbucket.
Here! Let go of my ear!
I knew I'd find you.
Look, old man, this is developing into a habit. I'm Clem, don't you remember? The goon you hit a while ago.
I'm sure sorry. But you know, you look just like old Snuffbucket.
Mm-hmm. I won't for long, though, will I? Brother, I am aging but fast.
Now, look, I'm going to be in town for a week.
Yeah?
And just so this don't happen again, here, you wear my old Wilkie button. Wear it on your shirt like this.
What shirt? Hey, if you're looking for 523 Del Rue Street, this is it, but you better go around the front or Daisy June will take a pot shot at you.
Well, okay, thanks.
Clem, what you doing? Making that broom?
No, I was just talking to a guy out here.
Who was it?
Oh, this is probably him now. I'll open the door. Hello.
Well, Bill Snuffbucket.
Let go of my lip. Will you let go of my lower lip? I said let go of it, not trample on it.
I've got you at last, Bill Snuffbucket.
Hey,
now
wait a minute. It's me, Clem. See my Wilkie button?
Politics ain't going to help you. Take that. And that.
Oh, well. I can always take my ears and press them in a book.
Oh, wait a minute. You're the same fella.
Oh, sure.
I'm sorry. I thought you was Bill Snuffbucket.
Glad I met you. I thought I was the only goon in the world.
Oh, don't be so silly. Bill's been dead for nigh on to 3 years.
Well, has he?
Yeah.
Well, maybe that explains the resemblance.
Yeah.
Say, this is a shame. He was a nice fella, too. Yeah. Well, I'll be going. Goodbye.
Goodbye. So long. Good riddance. Hey, Daisy June, give me a helping of those Raleigh cigarettes, will you? I'm going home.
You don't feel like eating, huh?
No, I don't.
Well, I'll just kiss you on the forehead then.
Okay.
That's funny. I can't find your forehead, Clem.
I know. I never grew one. Thanks a lot for the cigarette, Daisy June. I'll be seeing you. See, I ain't such a bad guy. Why do I have to have all the trouble? Now I ain't got a match to light my Raleigh. Maybe this guy sitting on the curb's got one. Pardon me, mister. You got a match?
Well, Bill Snuffbucket,
Get away from here. Let me alone, will you? Oh, get rid of it. Thank goodness he couldn't catch me. It sure is funny. That guy keeps mistaking me for Bill Snuffbucket. I think I'll just take a look in the mirror and see who I really am. Well, what do you know? Bill Snuffbucket.
Now we go out west, where Deadeye thinks that everything happens to him. Right now, he's having a little trouble with his old faithful horse. Whoa! Whoa! Oh, come on, horse! Whoa! Oh, a jitterbug, huh?
Deadeyes, I live and breathe.
Well.
Now, why did you bring that horse in my tobacco shop?
Well, I want to get rid of him. He's too swayback.
Too swayback?
Yeah, every time I ride him, I gotta hold his stomach up with my hand so it don't scrape.
Why don't you turn him in for glue?
No, that's no good. Every time I mention glue, he turns pasty. You ain't seen Wonderful around, have you? Say, maybe you'd like to have the horse, huh?
Well, okay. Tell you what, Deadeye, I'll swap you.
Yeah?
Give me the horse, and I'll give you a pack of Raleigh cigarettes.
What?
Sure. Raleigh cigarettes offer you not just one, not just two, but three definite advantages found in no other cigarette. Now, check up point for point. Now, what do you feed this horse?
Well, oats. Plenty of nice silver oats.
Oh, but Raleigh's give you the more golden tobaccos. Tobaccos any expert will tell you are choicer, more expensive. Compare Raleigh's with any other brand. You'll see the outstanding difference instantly.
Well, now, I don't know. This horse is 21 years old. you
Yeah,
know.
but Raleigh's give you an exclusive blend of 31 of these more golden tobaccos for a more distinctive flavor. A smoothness and mildness found in no other cigarette.
I don't know. I might be getting gypped. Only 20 cigarettes for a horse like that.
Oh, but Raleigh's also give you valuable coupons, redeemable for dozens of luxury premiums, war stamps, or cash. 3/4 cent each. That's 1 1/2 times the recently added cigarette tax. Compare Raleigh's point for point with any other brand.
Okay, you've convinced me, but I'll ask the horse first. How do you feel about it, horse? What do you think? I wonder what that means.
That means it pays in many ways to get the pack with the coupon on the back, Raleigh cigarettes.
Then we have a lady and her little boy. She thinks her job taking care of Junior is about the hardest thing in the world. So, Harriet, you be my mother, and I'll be the mean little kid.
Junior, where are you?
Here I is, Mummy, standing by the canary cage with a baseball bat.
With a baseball bat?
Yeah, I put me widow finger in the cage and he bit me. Just wait till he sticks his widow head out of that cage. Oh,
Junior, throw that baseball bat away. Do you hear me? Throw it away.
Okay. Them French doors aren't very solid, is they, Mummy? Oh, look, here comes the kitty cat. Come here, Patty. Come here, Patty.
Junior, stop crawling along on your hands and knees.
Hey, look, I'm a cat. I will carry him like he was a kitten.
Junior, spit that cat out. Now, look, I've had enough trouble out of you today. Now, you go to your room, lock yourself in, and bring me the key.
Okay. Now, she ought to know better than that.
Oh, you've got me so mixed up, I don't know whether I'm coming or going.
Boy, oh, Mummy, she really beat.
What do I have to do to make you mine?
Oh, I don't know. Make me an offer. I'm willing to arbitrate.
Junior, how would you like a banana split with tutti frutti ice cream and marshmallows and cherries and walnuts and hot butterscotch sauce?
Boy, oh, boy. With an egg on top?
Yes.
No, too rich. I think I go play with me toy airplane.
No, Junior.
Now, you let me play with the plane or I would tell.
You'll tell what?
I would tell everybody that when you put your face on in the morning, you ain't kidding.
That's not true. Or your father thinks my skin is just like a baby.
A baby what?
Oh, dear. Now, who could that be?
Now, I'll go see somebody at the door. We got company.
Oh, now what happened? Get up off the floor.
Who tied my shoestrings together? Well, I would let her in, open the door, and she... Well, Bill Snuff Butter. Welcome to Agony House.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah.
Does your mother know you're unshackled?
Yes, she does. Hey, it's mighty cold. Come in.
Oh, thank you, Junior.
Yeah.
Gosh, my feet are cold.
Well, could I give you a hot foot or something? You look kind of pale. Would you like a little nip?
Why, yes, I could stand a
Okay.
little. Ow, my leg!
Boy, when I say nip, I mean nip.
Hello, Mr. Oliphant. servant. You came to collect for the eggs.
Yes, I did. Here's another dozen.
Some of them are cracked, Mummy.
No, they aren't.
You don't know me very well, does you, Paul?
Junior, did you break those eggs? Now you're going to get it.
Oh, you hit me. You hit me. You broke me with a collarbone. You broke me with a collarbone.
What you're holding happens to be your Adam's apple.
Yeah, but I knew I would find out what it was.
Go and play. Go on.
Okay.
Oh, dear. Now what's he doing? What's that noise, Junior?
I'm playing airplane. I have to make a runway in the carpet with Pop the Electric Razor.
Junior! Don't play with that razor.
Why not?
Well, you might cut your finger off and dull the blade.
Yeah.
Now, you just go put that razor back in the bathroom.
Okay. I will put the razor back. I wonder how long I have to wash my face with hair tonic before I can shave. Hey, maybe I have grown a beard already. I wonder if I got that 5 o'clock shadow. No, it's more like a 3:30 fudge. I will climb up on the sink and look into the mirror. Ooh, I'm slipping. So is the mirror. Ooh. A fine place to put soap in a soap dish.
Junior, what happened?
Meow.
Oh, that darn cat. He's getting more like Junior every day.
It always works. Boy, sometimes I wish we had 2 cats, and then I could really let myself go. Oh, look. I do believe I got a mustache. No, that's blueberry pie. Well, I would shave it off anyway. The old razor don't know the difference. Now, first I would lock a bathroom door, because I don't want to have any of them 40-cent tourists butting in on me. Now, I will fix myself up. Oh, gee, boy, I sure got funny-looking eyebrows. They look just like quotation marks. Unquote. Oh, boy, look at me now. If I ain't a funny-looking little fellow, I look like an egg with teeth. Oh, boy, I gotta get them eyebrows back on. They were swell shock absorbers when I peeped through keyholes. I better paste them on before Mummy sees me. I will get it good, boy. Now, let's see. There's some goop in the medicine chest here, and I will paste some of Mummy's false hair on. Yeah, I look more patriotic this way. V for victory! I don't like me this way. Hey, Mummy, I lost my eyebrows. Oh, the door won't open. Help, Mummy, I lock it.
What's the matter?
Why don't you pay attention? I can't get out of the bathroom. The door's stuck.
Oh, honestly, Junior, one would think you came from a family of imbeciles.
Yeah, she really asking for it today, ain't she?
Yes. When you get out of that bathroom, I'm going to spank you.
Where are you going to spank me, Mummy? A new location, or are you going to do business with the same old firm?
Oh, Junior, let's try the door. I'll pull on the handle.
Okay. I wonder what would happen if I took the screws out of the doorknob. Yeah. Now pull hard, Mummy.
Ow!
What happened, Mummy, dear?
When the doorknob came off in my hand, I can't understand it.
But we can, can't we, folks?
Oh, now how are we going to take a bath? There's no lock on the bathroom door.
Well, there's only one thing to do.
What?
Everybody in the family learn to whistle.
That man you're trying to find a Christmas gift for, does he smoke a pipe?
After every pipe smoker's name on your Christmas list, write a full pound of Sir Walter Raleigh pipe tobacco. It's the quality pipe tobacco of America. In its special, colorful new Christmas gift package, Sir Walter Raleigh will make a big hit with any pipe smoker because it's the choice of men everywhere who know quality smoking. It's perfect for men in service, too, because Sir Walter Raleigh is an outstanding favorite in the Army and Navy, Marines, and Coast Guard. There's no finer gift for any pipe smoker than Sir Walter Raleigh, the quality pipe tobacco of America.
And Congratulations to station WOD in Grand Rapids, Michigan for its increased power, which along with all the other stations on NBC will bring you Red Skelton and Company next Tuesday night at this same time. Meanwhile, listen to the Tommy Dorsey Show tomorrow night over this same network. And now, here's Red Skelton with a suggestion you'll all want to do something about.
Folks, next Monday is December the 7th. Let's put 100% of our salary that we earn that day into war bonds. Not just 10%, but let's give the works. Let's make the Axis remember Pearl Harbor. Goodbye now. Thanks for listening.
Red Skelton is heard on this program through the courtesy of the Metro Golden Mayer Studios. Truman Bradley speaking. This program has been broadcast in the armed forces overseas and has come to you from Hollywood. This is the National Broadcasting Company.
You have been listening to Golden Age Radio, rumble.com/C/GAR, brought to you by G3PL.com. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos.
I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to Old Time Radio Research Group for their remarkable efforts in preserving and archiving the captivating world of old time radio programs. Their dedication to safeguarding these precious audio gems ensures that future generations can relish the enchanting stories, music, and entertainment of the past. Their invaluable contribution allows us to step back in time and experience the magic of radio history firsthand. Their link is in the description below.